This one lined through a vacant left side. This is going to quickly roll the corner. Glendenning turning on the Jets. Are they going to give him the wave? Yes, they will. No relay. Aces strike first, and RBI. It's 1-0 in first. Throw, and Whitefield takes up for the plate. Here's the throw, not in time. 0 for 18 stretch, and he might do so in a large way. Spoke it into existence. That was a towering Titanic flash.
Back again at Melbourne Ballpark for Game 2 of an important 5-game series between the Melbourne Aces and the Sydney Blue Sox. This is the Brick Lane pregame show. I'm Ed Wyatt. He's Max Tanzer, the voice of the Melbourne Aces. And Max, what a great start last night. Huge win for the Aces.
A commanding 9-1 victory. They're back in playoff position. 4th place, a half game over the Perth Heat. They have that tiebreaker as well, which could be huge down the stretch here. Meanwhile, Sydney, their magic number is still at 4, 2 wins away from a playoff berth.
Complete win last night. Good fielding, good pitching, and the hitting was off the charts.
Oh, it was fantastic. With 2 outs, they were unstoppable. 7 for 15 yesterday. However, one of those runs, a big one, didn't come with 2 outs and led off an inning. It was a Logan Moore solo shot. We spoke with him before the game today to talk about the homer, as well as how he's adjusting in Australia.
Count full, looking to snap the 0 for 18 stretch, and he might do so in a large way. Deep right field, this one's gone. Logan Moore gets his first as an ace, and it was no cheapie. It's 3-0 Melbourne.
So you spent the regular season and the winter, the beginning of your winter in Mexico. Now you're here in Australia. How's it been so far? How are you adjusting?
Yeah, three teams in about a month or so. I mean, you just do it because that's the baseball world, but it's nice. It's nice to be here. That's where I wanted to come. Just enjoy myself, see another part of the country. I've been in Mexico a lot, so I just wanted to come here originally, and I'm glad to be here finally. It's super fun. I love it.
And then you hit your first homer as an ace yesterday, sent it out to deep right center. Even though the dimensions are small, it's pretty deceptive. It's hard to get the ball out here. Just how'd it feel to get your first of the winter?
Yeah, it was nice. It was a nice little 0 for streak right there. Baseball happened, but yeah, it felt great. We also won, so that's always even better when you can help the team a little bit more. So yeah, it was a good night.
And you're a guy with plenty of experience. You reached AAA in the Phillies organization. Your dad played Major League Baseball. I mean, how are you as a leader in this clubhouse? What have you been able to pass to maybe some of the younger guys on this team?
I mean, that's one thing I've learned going everywhere is baseball is still baseball, and I am still learning, and if I can help somebody else learn, that's great too. But I mean, you see something new every day, and like I said, I'm still learning. You never stop learning this game, and it's nice to be on the, not nice, but it's different to be on the older side of it, and so where I've seen a little bit more things than I thought I would ever see in this game, and it's cool to be able to help some of the younger guys here, especially this league. It's a little bit younger. No, I enjoy it. I think I'm going to get into coaching anyways the next couple of years, so it's a nice little bridge step, I'd say.
Mitch Edwards right behind you right there. That's a guy who also plays the same position as you. I asked him this question yesterday as well. For you, you've played on 3 different teams over the last few months, so you've had to catch so many different pitchers. How do you go about when you jump into a new team and a new organization, learning those guys quickly and building that relationship?
Yeah, I think as a catcher, that's number one. You learn the pitchers first, and then you worry about your other stuff later on, because at the end of the day, the pitcher is how you win a ball game. It's like, yeah, you don't score, but you stop them from scoring, and that, you know, you've seen it on any team. A good pitcher can shut down anybody in this sport. So that's number one for me. And once you learn those guys, you can kind of slow the game down and start playing the game.
Once again, Logan Moore, a big thank you to him. He'll be back behind the plate tonight, catching John Mormondo.
Yeah, and it'll be a tough one for the Aces because arguably the best pitcher in the ABL, Alex Wells, is on the hill for Sydney. His ERA, just a touch over 1.
Got a good pitcher's duel, a couple of southpaws on both sides of the ball. Game 2 of this 5-game set is right after this. It's the first place Blue Sox and the Melbourne Aces coming up.
Left center field, Warner back at the track, kiss it goodbye.
Hit hard by George, deep center field, back drops it. It's out of here. Daryl George over the center field wall.
Work is back, he leaps, and he makes the catch! Oh! Center field and team Simmons is back at the track, it is gone! Oh! History for Greg Bird, his third homer of the night! He charges this one up to left field, back is Kennelly, he can only watch, it's gone! Jared Dale picks up his second. It is a packed house and a beautiful night here in Melbourne as we get set for Game 2 of 5 in a pivotal Round 9 between the Sydney Blue Sox and the Melbourne Aces. A good day for the Doggos to hang out on the lawn as well. The ball was flying yesterday. Both sides will look to produce some good offensive performances today. Max Tanzer here doing alongside Ed White. Ed, great to see you once again as we get ready for some Friday night baseball. And as I mentioned, a pivotal series for both sides.
Yeah, super game last night. Aces just a comprehensive victory. We're good in all facets of the game, as we mentioned. It all sort of came together. And essentially, they played a bit of the ball that Sydney's known for, that aggressive style on the base paths and swinging at first pitches and just really going out to make a statement. They did it last night. Can they back it up tonight against arguably the best pitcher in the league? That's the big question.
No doubt about that. Alex Wells, the left-hander, with a 117 earned run average this year. He'll get the start for Sydney. Taking a look at the standings, the Blue Sox at the very top, 20-12 this year. Their magic number now to 4, meaning just 2 wins this weekend. Can come whenever in the next couple of days, and they're in the playoffs for the first time since 2018-19. With 1 win, too, they can secure a winning season as well. Of course, playing 40 games, they're currently at the 20-win mark right now. Well, let's take a look at the weather today, brought to you by Vibrant Services. As you can see, the sun is gleaming down on the stands, and again, almost not a seat to be found here at the ballpark tonight. There's a look at those blue skies right there. 26 degrees Celsius, winds blowing at 19 kilometers per hour. And Ed, I'll let you give us an update on the wind. It's been a little bit fickle so far today.
It has been. As you know, I am the wind man. I was down in the third base area, around where the third base coach stands. The wind seemed to be blowing towards me that way. Then I came to the other side and stood up the back of the grandstand as this big crowd filtered in, and it seemed to be blowing in towards home plate. So my gut feeling is it's going to be inconsistent. It's going to be swirling a little bit as we get a look at Sarah Blitzov there, Australian basketball star, here supporting Daryl George. But, yeah, I think the wind, we'll learn about it through the course of the night.
Absolutely. So, again, Sydney 20-12 in first place. Meanwhile, Melbourne 15-17. They have a half-game lead over Perth for fourth place. That's the final playoff spot of 6 teams in the ABL standings. Perth and Canberra got postponed at the nation's capital earlier today, so they'll play a doubleheader tomorrow. So if the Aces pick up the win, they'll have a full 1-game lead over the Heat. Well, let's take a look at your starting lineups tonight. First for the Aces, brought to you, as always, by the legendary John Diebel. Leading things off, he had 3 hits yesterday. The all-time Aces stolen base leader, that's Aaron Whitefield, who will play left. Jared Dale, the league's leading hitter, will bat second at shortstop. Robbie Glendinning will follow right behind him in right field. Has hit in 8 of his last 10. Greg Bird will clean things up at first base. He's riding a 5-game hit streak. There's Daryl George, getting the DH start today. He bats 5th. Logan Moore, we talked to him earlier, gets the start behind the plate. He'll bat 6th. Right behind him, Morgan McCullough, the second baseman, picked up 2 hits yesterday. Bats 7th. Jared Belbin, after a night off yesterday, came in late as a substitution, bats 8th and 3rd. And Chris Burke, out in center field, will round out the 9. On the mound, left-hander, the ace of the aces, Sean Moramondo, will make his 9th start of the season.
A little bit of a change, obviously, with George moving to the DH. Mitch Edwards gets the night off, and Jared Belbin, as you mentioned, in at third base for Daryl George, and Logan Moore behind the plate tonight.
Well, on the other side, it's Brooke Knight in his first year as manager of the Sydney Blue Sox, and he's done a phenomenal job. Let's take a look at the starting 9 that he will send out against Aces Southpaw Sean Moramondo. For the second consecutive evening, Brendan Ryan leads things off, this time in center field after DHing yesterday. Jake McKenzie, with his 13 stolen bases in 13 games, follows behind him at second base. Corey Acton will DH and hit third. Clayton Campbell, the first baseman, cleans up. Andy Atwood, the shortstop, bats behind him. Jalen Ray in left field will bat sixth. Alberto Rios gets the second consecutive start behind the plate, bats seventh. Joe Stevens at third hits eighth, and Michael Campbell didn't start yesterday, gets the start to round out the 9 in right field. And as Ed mentioned, arguably, and I don't think there's much of an argument, I believe he is and has been the best pitcher in the ABL this year. Alex Wells with his 1.17 ERA gets the start for Sydney today.
Yeah, well, you're going to back him to do well, but it's that middle of the Sydney lineup that really needs to fire. Yesterday, Acton, Atwood, Campbell, and Ray were a combined 0 for 12 with 3 strikeouts. That's the 3, 4, 5, and 6 hitter. So that's potentially why the lineup was shaken up a little bit, but you wouldn't expect those guys to put up numbers like that again. So I think we're going to be in for a good one. I'm not sure what we'll see, like many of the Aces games, but I think it's going to be a really interesting contest tonight, Maxie.
Oh, it will be. As the Aces get ready to take the field here, you can look at them in those classic home whites, looking to pick up their second win in a row. They have just been tremendous here at home this season and look to continue to do so. Now 9-4 here at Melbourne Ballpark. Meanwhile, Sydney, their home road split's quite staggering, to say the least. They are a league best 12-3 back at home in Sydney, 8-9 now on the road. So a completely different team leaving that very big home ballpark.
And if they win, let's say they finish first, Aces finish fourth, you got 3 up in Sydney, right? So there's a real incentive, I would say, to push for that third spot potentially. Not that you can't beat Sydney, but that home record is pretty ominous.
Absolutely. We talked to Brooke Knight about it before the game yesterday, before the series started, and he said, look, we're not going to hit a lot of homers. We're not going to be overpowering on the mound, but instead forcing soft contact, doing the little things, controlling the controllables. And there's a lot of aggressive base running. They've stolen 54 bags, 17 ahead of Canberra for first place in the ABL. So they like that big ballpark. They don't mind it. Meanwhile, the Aces, they're mighty comfortable here at home where it's smaller dimensions, and we've seen them flex the muscles with the bats a lot this season.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I just want to say thanks to everyone tuning in around the world, Australia, wherever you are, on the Aces Facebook page or YouTube. Thanks for joining Max and myself. We had a lot of fun bringing these games to you. And we've got a little special treat coming up. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but just a little teaser to throw out there, a little treat that I think you're going to enjoy later in the broadcast.
I have no idea what this treat is.
Oh, yeah. I've got something planned, man.
Sean Moramondo, you can take a look at him making his 8th start of the year, tossing to Logan Moore as he throws his warm-up pitches. 2.68 ERA, 40 1/3 of innings work, 41 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .245 against him. His last outing at Perth went 5 innings with 1-run ball. That 1 run was unearned, 5 strikeouts along the way. To say the least, he has been dependable. He's been consistent. The mound presence, some of the best we've seen in this league this year. And if there's a guy to face Alex Wells and his 1.17 ERA, this is the guy that John Diebel will pick.
Yeah, 5-game series as well. We saw this with Brisbane. You get Tripp, you go Moramondo, and then it's kind of a group effort in the next 3 games. So this is actually a really important game for the Aces on so many levels. We said that last night. Now I'm going to repeat the same thing again tonight.
And if you're Sydney too, you're just trying to get those 2 wins out of the way, right?
Yep, correct.
2 wins for them has not been something difficult at all this year, but these are the 2 final ones they need to get to secure their ticket to the dance. Again, first place Sydney, 4th place Melbourne, both in the thick of the playoff chase. Here we go. Friday Night Baseball is underway as Brendan Ryan will line this one to the left for a base knock, and a good start for the Blue Sox leadoff base hit.
That's a great start. He had a hit yesterday in the 8th inning. He was on base, though, via a walk and a fielder's choice. So he can get on base, no doubt about it.
And he's got plenty of speed as well. 8 stolen bases, including 1 yesterday. Again, this Sydney team with 54 this year. That's more than twice the amount that Melbourne has. First pitch on the way is a breaking ball down low to McKenzie. 1-0.
And that's just what we expect from the Blue Sox. Bang, right off the bat. Got a runner on. Got to keep him close because he may try and run.
You got to imagine they're looking to put as much pressure as they can.
Yep.
There's a check to first base.
I think you may see a bit of that tonight after last night's sort of stolen base barrage, particularly from McKenzie.
Man, it's advantageous for the Aces that they have a left-hander on the mound who's staring down every single Sydney base runner who touches first base tonight. 1-0. 2-0. Sydney was in that game for quite a time yesterday. Again, the Aces led 3-1 going into the 7th inning, and that's where they really broke things open. All with 2 outs, something that we talked about. The starter for Sydney yesterday, Landon Barassa, was really solid through 6 innings and then really started to falter in the 7th. This one sharply grounded to short, should be 2. Dale to McCullough, all the way to Bird in time for a 6-4-3 double play.
Double play brought to you by Master Dry Cleaners, and just as that Sydney hit was a great start, that double play is a great start for the Aces.
Couldn't have gotten any better than that if you're Sean Moramondo right here as we get another look. He's hit so sharply, even that double clutch from Dale still provided time to get McKenzie.
Spot on, Max.
So here's Corey Acton, the DH. He was 0 for 4 yesterday, and the teeth of the Blue Sox lineup quite quiet. This one's knocked down by Moramondo like a goalie. They'll pick it up and spin and throw to first to retire the side. Good start for Sean Moramondo. He faces the minimum here in the top of the first inning. We head to the bottom of the first. Aaron Whitefield and his hot bat will lead things off when we come back.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today. Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
Melbourne Ballpark is rocking as we get things started here on a Friday night. Plenty of kids in the crowd jumping up and down to the air for the Aces dance crew, handed out some souvenirs. It is a full house here tonight and very fitting with a key game on the line for the Aces.
Yeah, big night. Good night for baseball. Good night for Aces fans here as they're enjoying the game and would like to see a repeat of last night's big win.
Well, Aaron Whitefield getting set to lead things off for Melbourne, and we've mentioned it, left-hander Alex Wells getting the start for Sydney tonight. And through 8 starts, that's 46 innings, a microscopic 1.17 earned run average, leads the ABL amongst pitchers with at least 25 innings of work. He has just been so good.
Yeah, he is, of course, with that major league experience with the Orioles back in 2021 and 2022. Also 6 years in the minors, so he knows what he's doing, that's for sure.
He does. After taking some time off as well, he has come back so fresh. Couple of former Australian big leaguers facing off right here in Whitefield and Wells. 1-1 the count, or make that 2-0 the count.
I was talking to Aaron before the game about the way he holds that bat. He doesn't hold it up, he kind of holds it down. And he said early on he used to go more for power. This helps him more for speed.
Popped up, first base side of the infield. McKenzie, fast in the sunshine, will make way to the right fielder Campbell, who raced all the way into the infield. That's an F9 of the scorebook, and it didn't even leave the dirt portion of the infield turf.
Little
One
guy,
away.
Young guys had to get out of the way and let the 38-year-old right fielder come in and make the play.
That's right. Getting his steps in early on. God, she covered like at least 150 feet right there. Here's Jared Dale to step in. Leading the league in hitting, and he takes a big rip and a miss for strike one.
That would have been a nice thing for Wells to retire Whitefield with on that pop-up there. Get rid of a very pesky good hitter.
And a good base runner at that as well. Top spin on the ground and past the shortstop Atwood and through. We'll see what they ruled that. That had some English on it, but once again, we've been saying it all season long. Jared Dale reaches.
That's got to be a hit, doesn't it, to push him up towards that 400 mark?
It would get him above the 400 mark. Came into play at
Pressure's on the
398.
score.
Yeah, right. They're right next to us. If you want to send in your thoughts, there you go. They get a tricky play for Atwood. Kind of gave it the old Olay. Had some funky spin on it. So here's Robbie Glendinning, 1-on-1 down for the Aces. Backdoor breaking ball taken for a strike.
Nice pitch.
Wells with traditional splits. Lefties hitting 220 or so. Right-handers hitting just under 270 against him. 0-1's taken upstairs. Count evens up. Wells' last outing came at Brisbane. A tough ballpark to pitch in terms of dimensions. The ball flies there. 5 innings, 1 run, 8 strikeouts. 1-1. Down and in. 2-1.
Looks like that's been ruled an error, Max. At least the scoreboard says that.
They didn't listen to you, Ed.
No, they didn't.
Well, in our hearts, are you going to write single in?
No.
They did rule it
E6
E6 officially.
Yeah.
Pitch to Glendinning, roped foul. Well, I did some digging on Wells here. The single season ERA record in the ABL belongs to Ryan Surley, who, of course, no relation to Luke Surley. I asked Luke, the assistant GM of the Aces, if there was a relation. At first, he said they're cousins, and I believed him. Here's the 2-2. Fouled straight back. Count still holds. And he said, no, we just call each other cousins. But that ERA just about at .4, which, I mean, talk about microscopic. You can't even see that one. But for Wells, currently at 117, I did like a little math equation. I said, let's say he throws 6 innings in each of his next 2 outings and doesn't allow a run. What would that get the ERA down to? 2-2. Swing and a miss. Went upstairs with a fastball. And Glendinning is down on strikes for out number 2. If he went 6 innings of shutout baseball in his final 2 starts of the regular season, the ERA would go down to .93.
Wow.
So still 0.53 points higher than Surly's ERA in that 35-inning season for him with Brisbane in 15-16. Here's Greg Bird. Check to first instead. Shows you how incredible that season was, but also how incredible this season has been for Alex Wells. Dale with good speed at first base. He's got 5 stolen bases, and there he goes. Pitch is popped foul.
Had a big jump there, too.
Really good jump. And with a lefty on the mound, you're generally going first movement. You have to commit early to get a good jump, and that's exactly what he did. So 0-1 the count on Greg. Hit in 5 consecutive games, 10 for 21 over that stretch. 0-1. 1-1. Game number 33 for number 33. He has played in every single one for the Aces this year. So reliable. He had a lot more action on the defensive side of things at first base recently as well. 1-1. 2-1. This one skips away from Rios, but Dale holds.
Still love watching him hit in batting practice. It's, you know, one of those things you could actually pay admission to watch him in batting practice. Just so eloquent with that, elegant with that swing.
2-1. 2-2. It's so soft and smooth.
Yeah, it is.
I've always thought that left-handed swings are so much more aesthetic than right-handed swings. Not that right-handed swings are bad, but there's just something about a left-hander, especially with Bird, who's got the big uppercut. Check to first base.
I think you might see a fair bit of that tonight, Max. As you mentioned, you can go as many times as you want. You got 2 lefties, 2 teams that have got some fast base runners.
It's not a terrible count for Dale to try and run here. And he does go, and he's picked off. Here's the throw from Campbell, and Dale's in a rundown now. He's going to try and get back to first as the pickle continues, and Dale is tagged out. That'll end the inning. So Jared picked off, and Alex Wells ends up facing the minimum. Here in the bottom of the first, we head to the top of the second. Sean Moramondo out for his second frame when we come back. Back at Melbourne Ballpark, some fans enjoying the shade now as the sun starts to set. Still plenty of daylight left here, just past 7:15 local time here in Melbourne, Victoria.
You see some of those hats, Malvern Baseball Club, Research Baseball Club. Good to see them in the house tonight. A beautiful night for baseball.
It was a great scene down the first base line. They all have these placards with pictures of Aces players on them, and we're getting them signed by all the players. You could see how excited they were, getting autographs, getting photos. Such a great opportunity for young baseball players to see what they could potentially become one day.
Indeed. Research out in the north. Great part. My son played a footy match up there usually. It's beautiful oval, like built into the rock hills.
Oh, wow.
Really, really nice. It was freezing that morning, by the way, man.
Winter or summer?
Winter.
That would make sense. Gamble to lead things off. He takes inside. Ball one. How far is that from here?
Oh, not that far. Well, from here, a ways, but not that far from the city. Half hour-ish.
Maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah.
1-0. Swing and a miss. Tied him up with a back foot breaking ball. 1-1. It'll be Campbell, Atwood, and Ray. And as Ed mentioned earlier, this is a part of the lineup that was hitless yesterday. Combined 0 for 12. 1-1. Line into right and a right on cue. There's a base hit for Campbell.
There you go.
The cleanup hitter picks up the knock. Back-to-back leadoff singles allowed in the first two frames for Moramondo.
If you include 4 of them too, it's 0 for 16.
There you go.
Yeah, so they're putting that to rest at the moment.
Beauty of baseball. You wake up and it's another opportunity to play 9 innings. Tomorrow will be an opportunity to play 14.
We saw that, haven't we? Jacob Robson, remember, had the bad Thursday night and then tore it up the next 3 days.
Ball. First pitch to Eddie Atwood, taken down an N1-0.
What's his name? Brendan McNair, right?
McNair, Mike Hart.
Oh, he's a little slow. Bang, bang, bang. 3 home runs in one game.
The best part about that, we're talking about, McNair's 3-homer game a couple Sundays ago. McNair leading the league in homers with Brisbane as this one's sent out to Burke. Makes the catch for out number 1. Andy Atwood retired. Back to first goes Campbell. We said it on the air, and I think we were talking about it before the game, but we were looking at it, and the whole weekend we had said Brendan McNair tied with Arturo Diesla for the league lead in homers. Diesla had went back home to get ready for his season with the Rangers organization, and then all of a sudden, 3 homers, 3-game tying homers. It's like he heard us. He's having a great year. Here's Jalen Ray. First pitch is a breaking ball on the inside corner for strike 1. McNair, Royals prospect, so maybe a future big leaguer one day.
Yeah, buddy Nick Batters maybe calling some of his games, depending where he ends up in that organization.
That's right. Omaha Storm Chasers, Double-A.
Yeah, indeed.
0-1. Taken upstairs. Count evens up at 1-1. Well, you can send him the tape.
You're sitting in his chair. The great Nick Batters.
How wonderful.
A couple years with Nick. He's done really, really well. One of the good guys we've had over here.
Great company. Campbell takes his lead from first. 1-1 is looped into shallow right. McCullough back, fakes the runner, but this one will drop anyway. And a base hit for Ray. You can see him just fake the catch right there to try and see if Campbell would retreat to first.
I saw him doing that. Wasn't sure what he was doing. You picked up well on it, Max. Yeah, we might get to see it here.
Again, if he could deke him, then there's a chance for a force at second. He at least got him to stop.
He did get him to pause. You're right.
And what's amazing is we talked about it with McCullough. He just does the little things.
Yeah.
Some guys might get juked a little bit by that. chasing the miss from Alberto Rios, the Stanford product, 0-1.
He had a hit yesterday, but a couple of strikeouts as well.
Have you gotten a chance to talk to him
Have
about
not.
the Cardinal yet?
No, I have not.
He's got an S on his helmet. Not for
Wrong
Stanford.
color.
0-1. Strike called 0-2.
Great pitch.
Well, real good spot here for the Blue Sox as they look to take their first lead of the series. Had a couple of key opportunities in the third and fifth innings yesterday against Jonathan Tripp, and he limited the damage to just one run in those two jams. 0-2.
Ball.
Down and in. 1-2 the count.
1-2.
Armando looking to do some of the same. He's already induced one double play tonight. That was an inning ago. Of the 6-4-3 fashion. 1-2. Swing and a line drive out to left. Whitefield cutting across, lunges out, and he makes the sprawling grab. Saves a run, maybe two. And that is a huge out for Sean Moramando.
I wasn't sure Whitey was going to get there, I'll be honest, Max. We've seen him make so many good plays. We know his knee's a little dodgy at the moment, but look at this. Push, 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 reach. He's got the big reach. Bit of a dive, turns and throws. Does look a little proppy out there on that knee, doesn't he?
And he still covers that much ground. You can see it. He even mentioned it to us in the postgame show yesterday. He's still stealing those bags, though, and he still appears to be running well. It's saying that that's his 80% or so.
Yeah.
So Rios lines out. Here's Joe Stevens now, and that's a huge out. Again,
Huge. Agreed.
quite a benefit to have Aaron Whitefield, even not 100% in left field. Chris Burke in center tonight. First pitch is down and in. 1-0. It was a rapid first inning for Moramando, who just threw under 10 pitches or so to get through the first three hitters. Now the pitch count up to 16 here with 2 down to the second. He's been a guy who can go deep into games. He's gone 6 innings 4 times this year. Just looking to get out of trouble here. Campbell at second, Ray at first, both with singles. 1-0. Swing and a miss. That back foot breaking ball has been diabolical so far. 1-1. Again, a ton of awkward swings to right-handed hitters. Stevens has 12 runs batted in this season. 1-1.
Ball.
Up and away, 2-1.
2 ball, 1 strike.
For Sydney, dropped the series opener yesterday. 4-5 now to start the series, so not too much of a trend there. They did drop their series opener against Brisbane last weekend, in which they split the 4-game set. 2-1 is just a little bit upstairs.
Yeah,
3-1.
much of it, yeah.
By the way, Casey Cook calling balls and strikes tonight. Koki Suzuki at first, Jeff Dunn at second, and Takayuki Ichikawa manning third. That's your umpire crew here for Game 2 of Round 9. Hitters count for Stevens. Big spot. 3-1. 3-2.
Good pitch from Moramando. Needed that right there.
Well, here we go. Some free popcorn on the line.
That's big. That's pressure.
Who cares about the 0 on the board when you can get some free buttered popcorn?
I'll tell you what, with the crowd tonight, those people at the popcorn stand are going to be overwhelmed.
Runners will get a head start. 3-2, 2 down the pitch. Line drive over Dale and down to the left center, a base hit. Campbell will score. To third goes Ray. He's going to get the wave around. Dale up with it. His throw not in time. A 2-run single for Joe Stevens in Sydney. Knocks on the scoreboard first. It's 2-0.
Yeah, couldn't have put that in a better spot, Max. Brings those 2 runs in, just a single as well. But
and with Ray getting the head start at first with the 3-2 count, gave him the opportunity to score on that play. Aggressive send, but a good one. So a 2-run lead for the Blue Sox. As I mentioned, that's their first lead of this series. And here's Michael Campbell, the right fielder. Well, they put the game in motion. That's their strong suit. Check to first. Back in standing goes Stevens.
I was going to say, this is kind of what we expected from them last night and didn't see, partly because of that great job from Jonathan Truitt.
Sydney's already scored more than they did yesterday with that one hit. First pitch is over the heart of the plate to strike. 0-1. So credit Stevens with RBIs 13 and 14 this season. And game number 32 for him. A clutch knock for the Blue Sox third baseman. 0-1. Foul 0-2.
Campbell, as we mentioned, 38 years old. Played for the Blue Sox years ago, 2016 to 21. Then a couple years at Canberra. More than 200 ABL games. Knows what he's doing. Veteran. Reliable.
And 2 runs as well with Alex Wells on the mound. Huge for Sydney. 0-2. Tapped up the line. Bird will charge it and apply the tag on Campbell to retire to the side. Not before the 2-run single from Joe Stevens. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. A runner left for Sydney. They lead by that much. We head to the bottom of the second. Greg Bird leads things off when we come back.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time. From those who want to be a little healthier to those a little older who want to age well. There's no shopping or cooking and there's no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, ready-to-eat meals delivered to your door when you need them. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
Getting ready for the bottom of the second inning. The YMCA echoing throughout the ballpark, and you can see it. A big crowd on hand tonight as these Aces fans look to see a little bit of a comeback. Sydney taking a 2-run lead on the Joe Stevens single with 2 away. Max Stanzer here joined alongside Ed Wyatt. Appreciate you all tuning in tonight, wherever in the world you may be. Greg Bird to lead things off here against Alex Wells, who tossed a scoreless first. Strike called, 0-1. Bird was at the plate when Jared Dale was picked off to end the first. 0-1. Lined out to center. Charging is Ryan. He's got it to make the catch for out number 1.
Got a good piece of that, but Ryan was placed very well in the outfield. It was just not short enough to be a hit, not far enough to take it out.
So here's Daryl George. Picked up an RBI single yesterday, DHing after the start at third base last night. Playing in his 386th career game. That ties Alan de San Miguel for 4th all-time in ABL history. We'll pass him, assuming he plays tomorrow. First pitch, a strike, 0-1, as Koki Suzuki says he went around.
Daryl would have played with and under Alan de San Miguel, who was an Aces player and a manager.
Look at that. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Yeah, how do you think that conversation goes when he passes him up?
That's a very good question.
It's just been a phenomenal year for Daryl in terms of the record books.
Yeah.
He breaks one every single game, it feels like, because that one misses inside, 1-2. Now the Aces all-time home run leader. He's jumping up the all-time ABL home run leaderboard as well. Here's the 1-2. Grounded sharply to short. Atwood will gobble it up. Throws over in time. 2 away. 2 quick outs for Wells, and here's Logan Moore.
Yeah, you got to figure Wells going to be a tough nut to crack. It might be one of those trying to manufacture a couple of runs, get a walk. You know, the error we saw in the first inning, those kind of things. Push a runner around and conversely keep it close.
And get that pitch count up. Again, Wells just went 5 innings against Brisbane his last time out. I think for the Aces, that's the case. Let him face the lineup a couple of times, and then if that pitch count's high enough, get into that Sydney bullpen, which has still been good this year, by the way. Quickly 0-2 here on Moore, and Wells is working at a rapid pace here.
He is 87 on that last pitch.
And that fits the bill for this Sydney squad. Not going to overpower you on the radar gun, but induce soft contact. So that one misses upstairs, 1-2. And they've done a phenomenal job doing so, entering tonight, leading the ABL with a staff ERA of 3.43. That was at 3.15 before giving up the 9 runs to the Aces yesterday. 1-2. 2-2.
Shook off Rios that time. That's interesting.
Yeah, how about Jonathan Tripp telling us yesterday after the game he didn't shake off Mitchell Edwards once.
That's amazing, isn't it?
They were working well together. 2-2. Swing and a miss, got on the chase, a breaking ball down and out, and that will retire at the side. Second strikeout for Alex Wells as we head to the top of the third. Sydney holding a 2-0 lead here at Melbourne Ballpark.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialty. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. Ed Wyatt, Max Tanzer with you. You're looking at Harcourt Cider and Juice Bar. That's down the first base line here in that great area that is absolutely packed tonight. Max, I know you've been over there, tried the cider, the fresh apple juice. Have you tried the nacho dogs or the nachos yet?
I haven't yet. I was actually talking to our ticket manager, Zach Baraka, today about that. And I need to get out there.
I can tell you they're good. My son and his friends, when they come, that's what they dine out on, and I sort of steal a few nachos from them. So Harcourt Cider and Juice Bar down the first base line. Great place to pick up some food and drink and watch the game.
It's round 9, and I still haven't gotten there. There's a drag bunt from Brendan Ryan, a good one. Bird fields the throw to McCullough, not in time. That was a beauty from Brendan Ryan. He's 2 for 2 today.
Put that in a perfect spot. We'll get a look at it here.
Lefty on the mound, too, just
see
perfect.
Where he puts it. Moramando kind of moving to the other side, and now it's in no man's land. You can see Dale trying to come over and help, but yeah, that's a great play.
Good speed on the bases. Ryan, 8 stolen bases this year. Here's Jake McKenzie. Well, it's round 9, so I keep saying I'm going to get out there to try the nacho dog, but I feel like I just got to commit to it. Pitch taken outside, ball 1. The fresh apple juice is delicious.
It is.
I'm a big apple juice guy.
Don't think Brooke Knight would have had a sort of chat to the guys and said we need to get back to playing our style, because that's what they're doing right now.
There goes Ryan, the pitch inside, throw from Moore, he got him!
Wow!
Logan Moore continues to flash the cannon. That is a tough task to throw out Brendan Ryan, and he does so with a seed to second base.
Get a look at this again. He gets rid of it really quickly, and look where that throw is.
I talked to him about that before the game today. Is the pitch to McKenzie is taken for a strike, 2-1 the count. And I talked to him about he threw out 49% of base runners, 29 of 59 potential stealers in the Mexican League this past summer. 2-1 is taken inside, 3-1, which is incredible. Like, a good mark is around 27 to 30%. He was at a 49% clip with a huge sample size. 3-1 swing and a miss, 3-2. And I asked him about it. He's like, yeah, well, that's probably my strongest skill set. And he just showed us right there.
He certainly did.
That's huge. Keep the speed off the base paths. 3-2. Lined over Belbin and down to the corner it goes.
This would be an easy double.
Whitefield, tricky pickup, and it is a double for McKenzie, so that runner thrown out in Ryan now extra important, and good speed at second base here with one away.
Luckily, that was hit to the left because no chance for McKenzie to get a triple, but he has that kind of speed. If that had been hit to the right side of the field, just jumps on that.
Yeah, kept the hands inside of it, a rocket. So runner in scoring position and one down for Corey Acton, the DH tonight. Grounded out to Moramondo to finish the first, and he takes a big rip and a miss for strike one.
Looks like a completely different Blue Sox team tonight.
Absolutely, they're coming out of the gates aggressively. Something also to keep in mind with Moore throwing out, Ryan, maybe Sidney slows down, knowing that one, you have a lefty on the mound, but two, you've got a threat to the running game behind the plate. I think the only guy that doesn't have a red light is the guy on second base, and Jake McKenzie right now, who's 13 of 13 in attempts, and he's dancing over there at second. There he goes. Pitch outside, Moore's throw on line. He got him! Oh, have an inning, Logan Moore, my goodness. That is the first time Jake McKenzie has been caught this year. Take another look.
Maybe they should have put the red light on him.
I think so. Good tag from Belbin right on McKenzie's numbers. 1-1. Up and in.
That tells you the confidence they've had, the fact that Moore already threw out a runner in this inning and tries to steal third on it. That takes some cojones. Can we say that on the air? Wow.
2-1. Strike called 2-2.
And Moore made him pay.
He did. That is impressive. 2-2 the count here. As Acton looks to protect. Pitch. Just a little bit outside. Sean thought he had it. Asks home plate umpire Casey Cook where it missed. 3-2.
Crowd thought he had it.
Payoff. Strike three called. He got him looking. Moramondo walks off with some moxie after that one. What an inning for Logan Moore. He throws out two of the speediest base runners in the league and then frames a breaking ball in the outside corner to finish a Moramondo strikeout. We head to the bottom of the third. Sidney leads it 2-0.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today.
Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. For over 30 years, Light and Easy has been making it easy for Aussies to lose weight, improve their health, and save time. Light and Easy takes all the guesswork out of healthy eating with over 100 delicious, nutritionally balanced meals for you to choose from. To find out how Light and Easy can help you, visit lightandeasy.com.au.
Packed up the first base diner, third base diner as well, as Morgan McCullough leads things off against Alex Wells, who's been incredibly efficient tonight, as the first pitch is in there for a strike. McCullough, Belbin, and Burke. Bottom third of the lineup for the Aces. 0-2 now, quickly here for Wells. Melbourne still looking for their first hit. The only run came on the only base runner came on the E6 that allowed Jared Dale to reach. 0-2. Outside, 1-2 now the count.
1-2.
Just got a piece, stays alive. McCullough 2 for 4 yesterday. This is game number 10 for him. Joined the team back in round 8 a couple weeks ago.
Feels like he's been here all year, doesn't it?
Right?
It's kind of fit right in.
I mean, what an entry it was to this league for him. 1-2. Outside, 2-2 now. He got off the plane from Seattle, Washington, and played that night, then played the next night, and then played a doubleheader after that. 2-2. Just a little bit outside. Wells thought he had it, 3-2.
He sure did. That body language. I'm not so sure he didn't have it either.
So both Wells and Morimondo showing some frustration, but McCullough and the Aces will take that. Here's the 3-2. Soft liner, right center field. Campbell over. It's over his head and rolling to the wall. McCullough can run. Is he going to test it? No, he'll stop there with a leadoff double.
And there was a bit of a fumble out there that he probably could have made it to third, but made sense to play it safe.
With Wells on the mound, got to take the leadoff double when you can get it.
Of course. Here we'll get a look at it here. A little bit of a fumble there. Drops the ball. But you're right, it's a leadoff double.
So Melbourne, especially with how good Wells has looked, will need to manufacture a run more than likely right here. Chris Burke on deck. Top of the order, and Aaron Whitefield after that. McCullough with a really good speed at second. First pitch. Breaking ball, a little bit upstairs, 1-0. One thing to keep in mind through this series, both of these teams with the fewest strikeouts in the Australian Baseball League offensively. Sydney with the fewest, the Aces just above them. 1-0 is in there for a strike, 1-1. So both of them are going to put the ball in play a lot. They also don't particularly walk a lot as offenses too, so they're aggressive up there, and we've seen that on both sides of the ball today. 1-1. Breaking ball for a strike, 1-2.
Yeah, there was only one walk in yesterday's game.
There was.
Yeah.
And that was Tripp, I believe, early in that
Brendan
game.
Ryan, third inning.
It's going to be tough to leave the yard against Wells, too. 1-2. Slashed foul. Count holds. He's allowed just one homer this season. Garnered half of his games in a huge ballpark that benefits pitchers, but tough to elevate against, I think, too.
1-2.
1-2. Grounded softly to the right side. McKenzie will pick it up, throw over, one away, but a mighty productive out from Jared Belvin.
Yeah, did his job, got that runner to third, as you mentioned, manufacturing a run.
Well, Chris Burke will look to finish the job right here. A good candidate to do so. Hitting .296 entering play tonight, 1 for 4 yesterday with a 2-run double as he steps in for the first time tonight. First pitch, rounded sharply to short. Atwood will gobble it up, throws over, 2 away. But on the play, McCullough comes around to score. Some old school baseball right there. A double, a ground out, and a ground out to build a run, and the Aces cut the deficit in half.
Yeah, that's big, especially when you look back at the 2 runners thrown out in the last inning that kept it to 2. So 2-1 halves the lead.
So that makes way to Aaron Whitefield now. Top of the order here for the Aces. Pitch is driven high and deep to left field. There's no question about this one. Nobody can stop Aaron Whitefield. We're tied. The second homer Wells has allowed this season. What a shot from Whitefield.
Home run brought to you by Crew Fitness, and just can't find enough superlatives to describe Aaron Whitefield.
He is unbelievable. Extends his hit streak to 6 games. He's now 4 for 7 in this series with 2 homers. Unbelievable. We're tied.
Well, he talked about manufacturing a run. Does that count as manufacturing?
I think so. All by himself. As Dale falls behind it, no balls and 1 strike. That was crushed over the back wall and straightaway left field. A 1. Grounded sharply up the middle. Sliding stop by Atwood. What a play. As that will retire the side. Atwood has been really good moving towards his left in this series. However, the Aces, they pick up their first run on an RBI ground out, and then Aaron Whitefield goes boom. Look at that. He knew it from the swing of the bat for his 4th of the season, and we are back where we started. Tied at 2 as we head to the top of the 4th here in Melbourne.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. 2-2 between the Aces and the Sydney Blue Sox. Just a reminder that SEN is your home for sport. Download the SEN app to listen live to SEN's network of stations and get the best news and live coverage in Australia. Enter tipping contests, catch the latest on AFL horse racing, cricket, and much more. SEN. Ed Wyatt, Max Tanzer with you. What an inning that was, that 3rd inning. We had the 2 runners thrown out by Logan Moore, and then the Aces manufacture 1 run, and then Aaron Whitefield goes yard to tie the game up.
You couldn't have written it any better.
No.
And so now Sean Moramondo comes out for his 4th inning, all of a sudden in a tie game. It looked like Alex Wells was going to mow through this Aces order. They had entered the game with a 1.17 ERA. The Aces putting a little bit of a dent into that. Here's Clayton Campbell to lead things off. 4, 5, and 6. First pitch is chopped foul, strike 1. That ERA now for Wells up to 1.47. So still an incredible shape.
Yeah, it is.
For Wells, the last time he allowed 2 earned runs was against Canberra back on the 7th of December.
But Aces bullpen looks like they're in school, sitting there waiting for a lecture.
Yeah, watching Sean Moramondo work. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Thought we'd see a good one tonight, and so far we've had been a cracking 3 innings.
It has. And good to see the crowd have something to cheer for again. One of the biggest crowds here at Melbourne Ballpark this season, maybe even the biggest. We'll get the official attendance announcement at some point tonight. Here's the 0-2. Tap softly up the 3rd base line. It checks foul.
Very fortuitous bounce there, because if that stayed fair, that was going to be a really tough play. Just hit on the cusp of the green there, and a little bit of a ridge, and send it foul.
Some golf play-by-play right there for me, I felt like right there.
That bat just sitting there.
That's baseball art right there.
Unbelievable.
It's waiting for him. Campbell 1 for 1 today. Already a good start to his night after an 0 for last night. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on that big curveball. Second strikeout of the night for Moramondo.
See that thing drop, just falls off the table, as they say. Good pitch.
Here's Andy Atwood now. He flew out to center back in the 2nd. First pitch. Grounded sharply, but McCullough's right there. Vacuums it up, 2 away. 3 in a row retired now from Moramondo after getting into some trouble in the third, and there's a couple of plays you'll look back on. The Whitefield gliding grab with a couple runners on, and then both Brendan Ryan and Jake McKenzie thrown out on the base paths by Logan Moore behind the plate. Allowed the Aces to stay within 2 swings in this game, and here they are now tied. Here's Jalen Ray, first pitch. He shows bunt, pulls back, 1-0.
I think, too, that those throws from Moore and obviously the runs from the Aces is slow down what would look like a very focused Sydney team.
1-0.
I mean, they came out ready. You could tell they were ready to play tonight. Those 2 Logan Moore throws, I think, are almost as important as the 2 runs, as silly as that might sound.
1-1. Lined out to left. Whitefield will play it on a hop. A single for Ray here with 2 outs. I think, too, to your point as well, it allows Moramondo to kind of settle back in. There's been a couple of opportunities where I think Sydney could really blow things open here and potentially try to get him out of the game early, but instead running into a couple outs, and he's back starting from pitch number 1, essentially. Here's Alberto Rios. First pitch. Strike called, 0-1.
Yeah, it's a really good point you make, Max. And then you're looking at, do you get into the Aces bullpen, and that kind of screws you up for tomorrow's doubleheader. So yeah, super important.
0-1. Chopped on the ground. Dale will circle around it, sets his feet, inning over, and that will retire the side. Sean Moramondo evades the 2-out single. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left. As we head to the bottom of the 4th, tied at 2. We got a good one here in Melbourne.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time. From those who want to be a little healthier to those a little older who want to age well. There's no shopping or cooking, and there's no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, ready-to-eat meals delivered to your door when you need them. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark, our punt 1-2-3 race. A little bit of action right here at the ballpark, as you can see. A couple of fans enjoying their race around the diamond in between innings here. Max Tanzer joined alongside Ed Wyatt to look at Alex Wells throwing his warm-up pitches, as he was looking like he was in a rocking chair through the first 2 innings, and then the Aces pushed across 2 to tie the game up.
Cooling off dramatically here. It's dropped to about 25 and should continue to drop here. Beautiful night for baseball, and the big crowd reflects its on streaming in pregame. GM Justin Huber standing up there like the king of his kingdom, watching the cars roll in and park.
Oh, it's always a fantastic sight. Here's Glenn Denning to lead it off. Strike 1. Takes a lot of pride in it, as he should.
Of course.
It'll be Glenn Denning, Bird, and George. 3, 4, and 5 here for the Aces.
1 strike. White.
0-1. This one's cracked out on a line to left, but Ray ranges over. 1 away. Maybe got that one into the hands a little bit. So here's Greg Bird. Well, again, this is an important one. Feels like a pivot game with the doubleheader tomorrow as well. Again, if you're Sydney, you're really just trying to leave the weekend with those 2 wins to clinch the playoff spot. Theoretically, the Aces could go on quite a run and grab the number 1 seed from the Blue Sox, but it's highly unlikely. For the Aces, it's more so trying to gain ground on Perth. Again, they lead the Heat by half a game. The Aces hold that 4th and final wildcard spot. And on top of that, with Perth and Canberra being postponed tonight, the Aces could take a full game lead today if they win this one. 2-0. 2-1.
With the 6-team league, as you mentioned, it's kind of funny because you're sort of chasing Canberra, but you need Canberra to beat Perth.
Yeah,
so it's
right?
these weird sort of permutations.
You're winning and losing at the same time, no matter what happens.
That's right.
Strike called. 2-2.
But you're absolutely right. The most important thing is to get that 4th playoff spot locked down.
Again, as you mentioned, the Aces are the 4th seed. They would face the 1 seed, who at this point is Sydney. Chopped on the ground to short. Atwood cuts across. 2 quick outs for Wells.
And it would be a Sydney up there because it's a best 2 out of 3 would all be in Sydney. So it's a very different Sydney team up there, as you pointed out, to down here.
So here's Daryl George with 2 away. First pitch, swing and a miss. 0-1. Lights have flickered on, a little bit of cheer from the crowd. Daryl sees it, big smile on his face. It's such a little subtle increase in light. 0-1. This one sent out to left field. It's got some carry. Ray is back. See you later. Daryl George gives the Aces the lead. It's 3-2, and that one got out in a hurry.
Another home run brought to you by Crew Fitness. Daryl got hold of that one.
He did. His 43rd career homer ties Boss Moana Roa for 7th all-time in Australian Baseball League history.
That's a huge hit from Daryl.
2nd homer of the night allowed from Wells. First pitch to Logan Moore, who's taken for a strike, 0-1. Again, as we get another look, Alex Wells allowed just 1 homer in 46 innings coming into this game tonight. He's given up 2 on just about 15 pitches. 0-2 the count on Logan Moore. George's 4th homer, by the way, 16th run batted in on the season. Oh-2. Up and away, 1-2 now the count.
That's the thing about guys like George and Whitefield. They just have a knack for bringing these big hits in big moments. George has been doing it for years.
Great to see in front of a packed house, arguably the 2 most popular players putting on a show, as Logan Moore just throws a tennis racket at that ball and top spins it into right for a hit.
That's about right.
Ready for the Open coming up, or going on right now.
It starts on Sunday. You're absolutely right. Let's take a look at this. He kind of licks it out there. Smart play. Lets the ball do the work.
Little
Physics.
backhand. Yes, that's right.
Not that I know anything about physics.
Got to ask your guy, Bill Nye.
That's right. Medal of Freedom winner.
That's right. A big congratulations to Bill Nye, the science guy. Bill Nye, the science guy from Seattle. So is this guy, Morgan McCullough, as he takes upstairs for ball 1. Oh. 2-0. Bit of tight zone behind the plate. Very hitter-friendly so far.
I see a little exchange going on from the Blue Sox dugout. About that strike zone, possibly.
2-0. 2-1.
Still one of the great things about baseball, in my opinion, Max, that, you know, everything else has become so dependent on video and replays and things like that. You still got the human behind the plate.
Popped up left field line. It'll slice out of play. Gowdy, it's up at 2-2. How do you feel about the potential electronic strike zone?
I would much prefer I love the fact that you have to adjust to an umpire, and some nights it's different. I still think that's one of the great things. I get that we want to have video, but many other sports I watch, including professional soccer, drives me crazy with these minute decisions, centimeter off type things.
Pitch is fouled straight back. 2-2 still.
I still like the human element, I must admit.
I do too. Something they've been experimenting is a challenge system in minor league affiliated baseball where you get a certain amount of challenges per game, and so the home plate umpire still calls his balls and strikes, and there's just a handful of pitches if the hitter, pitcher, or catcher wants that you can use that tech to challenge. This one barreled up on the line to center. Ryan lays out. Did he trap it or make the catch? He makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. A tricky play, but a good one as he holds on for out number 3. But Daryl George, his 43rd career homer, tied for 7th on the ABL all-time list, gives the Aces the lead. It's 3-2 as Alex Wells gives up his 2nd homer of the night. It was a screamer that just snuck out over the wall in left field. We head to the top of the 5th. Aces lead by 1.
There is another game though being played. It's the Adelaide Giants hosting the Brisbane Bandits. And at the bottom of the 1st, the Giants are up 2.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more in customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
Back to Melbourne Ballpark, Aces up 3-2, and like the Aces, Eagle Eye Plumbing and Air Conditioning is proud to serve Melbourne's West with over 10 years of high-level experience in the domestic and commercial sectors. It doesn't take an eagle eye to see that Merrick and his team take pride in quality workmanship. Eagle Eye Plumbing.
Sun's starting to set here at the ballpark, but it's still very warm and calm here at Melbourne Ballpark, and these fans have had a lot to cheer about so far tonight. Most recently, Daryl George's solo homer to left to give the Aces a 3-2 lead. Joe Stevens leads things off here for Sydney and takes inside for ball 1. Sean Morimondo out for his 5th inning of work.
Last inning was kind of dark. Turned the lights on. Now the sun's popped out.
Right?
Typical Melbourne.
You can see now the shadows in play in a big way. Sean Morimondo has a spotlight on him on the pitcher's mound right now.
Crazy.
2-0. 3-0. You can see Morimondo not happy with home plate umpire Casey Cook. Both sides have been upset. There's a look at Daryl George. He thought it was a strike.
Peter Moylan absolutely ropeable down there. We see Daryl George there, but Moylan absolutely steamed at that call.
3-0. Stevens taking all the way, 3-1.
Gets a little sarcastic applause from the crowd.
And I'll tell you what, Sean doesn't show much body language usually too, so it's got to really be close to frustrate him. And I think it's mostly because it's been multiple occasions. That one misses outside, ball 4. Leadoff walk. First walk that Sean has allowed tonight.
And it's important here that Morimondo keeps his focus and head in the game here. Might even see a visit at some point from Peter Moylan just to say, don't worry about the strike zone. Let's just worry about the batter and the runner.
Especially after getting that lead back, you need a statement inning right here. Michael Campbell digs in. First pitch is down low with the breaking ball, 1-0. Top of the order on deck as well here for Sydney. This is a huge spot.
Yeah, Ryan on deck has been on twice tonight, 2 hits.
1-0. 1-1. Mormondo's induced 1 double play tonight. That was a 6-4-3 twin killer in the first inning.
No action in either bullpen, Max, as you would expect.
1-1. Oh, inside. That hits Campbell. And a good spot here for Sydney. Back-to-back free passes hand out. First a walk, now a hit batter. Looks like Campbell's okay as he jogged to first quite quickly. First and second, nobody out.
And I did say maybe Peter Moylan would come out, but instead it's the Aces infield coming over to have a chat with Morimondo. Just settle down. Don't worry about the strike zone.
Just got to reset there.
Yep. Circuit breaker.
Yeah, there you go. And both Moore and Morimondo, very experienced. Moore up to AAA with the Phillies organization. Morimondo with 15 big league innings under his belt. They've been in these situations before, especially late in this season where playoffs are on the line for both teams. Seeding on the line as well. Corners drawn in, ready for a potential bunt, middle back here against Brendan Ryan. He shows bunt, it takes outside, ball 1.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Going with a potential bunt here from a guy who's been on base twice with hits, but that's their style.
You have Jake McKenzie on deck and Corey Acton the follow. 1-0. Drops it down, but it's foul, 1-1. There is a force at third, and that's why Jared Belbin at third base is kind of rotated at a 45-degree angle, ready to cover third if he needs to on a potential stolen base, or if the bunt goes down to the first base side, and Greg Bird wants to try for the force. 1-1. Detoned but foul, 1-2. That's a break here for the Aces. We'll see if they hold it on here with Ryan.
Yeah, big break, without a doubt.
Well, in a game that's been full of intense and tight moments, this is probably the biggest right here to this point, with the Aces leading by 1.
One ball, 2 strike. Fight.
One, 2. Showing bunt again, and instead takes strike 3 called.
Huge.
Dropped in a curveball, and that's a big out number 1 for Morimondo. Again, Ryan showing bunt with 2 strikes, and I think he thought this was a fastball upstairs, and that one just locked him up.
That should make Sean feel a little better, shouldn't it?
Absolutely. He's a third of the way through, getting out unscathed. 4th strikeout for him as well. Excuse me, make that his 3rd. First pitch to McKenzie, down and in, ball 1.
Yeah, you're not out of it yet. McKenzie doubled his last time up.
Was caught stealing third in what was a pivotal turning point in this game. 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Stevens at second with good speed. Campbell with fairly good speed as well at first. You can see Stevens at second base. He's been dancing back and forth. Not sure if he's going to take off after the show Moore has put on tonight, as that one's taken just inside, 2-1.
That's on the borderline line.
He's auditioning for Dancing with the Stars, man.
Yes, he is. I think this entire Sydney offense could do a good job. They love to move back and forth. This will be the 65th pitch of the night here from Morimondo. Stevens 5 of 7 in stolen base attempts. 2-1. Perfectly placed. No, just a little bit outside. And Logan Moore is having an emphatic conversation with Casey Cook.
Here comes
Peter Moylan, the pitching coach from the first base dugout. And John Diebel trying to keep him in this ball game. Takayuki Ichikawa will push Moylan back. Is Casey Cook.
You can have that opinion, that's fine, but we're not arguing.
Casey Cook has not been popular tonight, and I am surprised no one has been tossed.
I think when the umpire ran in from third, he kind of touched Moylan, and I think that's what Moylan and Graham Lloyd were not happy about there at the end.
So a 3-1 count now. And as we've mentioned, both Alex Wells, both Sean Moore-Armando, both the catchers on both sides, Alberto Rios and Logan Moore, have been frustrated tonight. Again, we don't have the best view of the plate here, but they are close pitches in pivotal spots, and you can understand the intensity from both sides. 3-1. Down low, ball 4. Second walk of the inning for Moore-Armando, and the bases are loaded now for Corey Acton.
What did I say about liking the human element? Maybe I'll retract that statement. Maybe we do need the automatic.
Yeah, sparks are flying here on firework night, right?
Just kidding, absolutely.
You don't see the pitching coach come out before the manager too often, but you had touched on it. And earlier in this inning, Peter Moylan was very, very upset earlier in this frame. Bases loaded, 1 down, the pitch. Down and away, 1-0. McKenzie at first, Campbell at second, Stevens at third, all with good speed. Belbin even with the bag at third, everyone else on the infield back here, 1-0. Served on a line to left, Whitefield over, it's down for a base hit, he'll cut it off. 2 runs are going to come around to score, that's Stevens and Campbell, and Sidney has flipped this game. It's 4-3, and here comes John Diebel now. He's right in the face of Cook, and he likely will get tossed from this game. You can understand why he's upset after plenty of close pitches not called strikes, then lead to a go-ahead 2-run single for Sidney. Here comes Jeff Dunn now. I don't think Diebel's been tossed. He'll head back to the first base dugout. Now Peter Moylan talking to Jeff Dunn.
I think Jeff Dunn coming in to try and calm things down a bit, which it seems to have done.
They are not happy. And maybe Diebel was thrown out of the game. I couldn't see. I didn't see him get tossed, but he is now at least on the bench, if not back in the clubhouse. Looks like Peter Moylan's holding the lineup card right now, so there is a shot he was tossed. Did you see him?
I didn't. No, I did not see him make a "you're out" motion.
So a 2-run single for Acton. The first pitch to Campbell's in there for a strike, and a Bronx cheer here from the Melbourne crowd. Tensions are high when postseason's on the line. 0-1. Rolled foul into the third base dugout. Hopefully everyone's okay. It looks like they are. 0-2. Well, this is still a 1-run game for Melbourne, and Sean Moore-Armando will look to keep it that way. Acton at first, McKenzie now at third. 0-2. Foul, count still holds.
Wow, a little excitement here.
Just a little bit, huh?
Jeez. I mean, not the kind you want to see, right? You want to see hits and runs and great plays. You don't want to see calls at the plate and arguing with umpires.
I would imagine that Diebel might have been tossed before he came out that second time.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he came out the second time, to get his money's worth. Strike 3 called, got him looking. Fastball on the inside corner. Clayton Campbell doesn't like it, and 2 away.
Diebel might have gotten that, gotten him that call. It's right on. That's not a bad pitch, I'll be honest.
Here's Andy Atwood now. He's 0 for 2. Again, 2 runs in on the 2-run single from Corey Acton to give Sidney their second lead of the night. First pitch. 0-1. Armando now at 72 pitches. This is his longest inning of the night. Atwood, the 7th hitter to the plate in this inning. 0-1. Swing and a miss, tied him up. 0-2.
All things considered, as weird as it sounds, you get out down 1 run. Not bad considering the way this inning started.
8, 9, and 1 up for the Aces. Won't be the bottom of the 5th. 0-2. Fisted towards first, out of the reach of Bird. Still 0-2.
Still got a runner on third, too, so a little dangerous hit like that drops into right, scores a run.
And runs In a game as tight as this one, everyone counts.
Yep.
Armando ready. 0-2. Down and in. 1-2 now the count. Well, the inning started with the walk to Stevens. Campbell was hit by a pitch. Ryan then struck out looking. After McKenzie walked, Corey Acton hit a 2-run single, which led to what we believe is the ejection of John Diebel. Runner goes, the 1-2 spout straight back.
This reminded me of some of those Brisbane innings. 2 runs on 1 hit, 2 walks, and a hit batsman.
Yeah, and I guess the difference here is the Aces believe that they should at least have been in more favorable counts after a couple of close pitches were called balls.
Yep.
One, two. Cued on the ground to third, backhanded by Belbin, a tricky play. He lobs it over, and a pick by Bird retires to side. Not before Sydney takes the lead right back. 2 runs on a hit. No errors and a couple runners left, highlighted by the 2-run single from Corey Acton. We head to the bottom of the 5th, halfway through it here at Melbourne Ballpark. Sydney leads 4-3.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today.
Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
Well, we've seen just a little bit of everything tonight here at Melbourne Ballpark. It's golden hour as the Aces lead, or a trail now 4-3. Sydney has taken the lead. Alex Wells out for his 5th inning of work. As you can see some action in the Sydney bullpen, so the Aces hoping that they can get Wells out of this game either before this inning ends or at the conclusion of this inning.
Jared Belbin coming up. That play he made to end the inning was not an easy one by any means. He hasn't had a lot of action. He was hit to his right, wasn't hit that hard. He makes a great throw over to first to end the inning. It's a really nice play by Belbin.
First pitch from Wells is fouled straight back 0-1. It's one of those where he's playing in front of the bag, and off the bat it looked like it had some English on it, so you're thinking maybe it's going to take a tricky hop, kind of like the one that got past George in the first inning yesterday off the bat of McKenzie. 1-1 now the count.
See a shot of Peter Moreland and Graham Lloyd there. We're trying to get the official word on whether John Diebel has been ejected. We suspect he has, but we're not sure.
1-1. Skied out to left. Charging in is Ray. Scampers underneath it. 1 out. Belbin 0 for 2. That'll make way to Chris Burke. Drove in a run his last time up. Grounded out to short, but brought home Morgan McCullough from third base. That was the Aces' first run of the night. Top of the order on deck in Aaron Whitefield here. Burke digs in from the left side. First pitch, down low, 1-0. I do have official word that Diebel has been ejected, so it will be Moylan and Lloyd piloting the ship for the rest of tonight. Here's the 1-0. Strike called. Count evens up at 1-1. Burke now sharing his thoughts with Cook.
Max, just looking at our Facebook page, Jess says, "Go Aces, happy 14th to our son Riley, who is celebrating at the game tonight. Happy birthday, Riley."
Happy birthday. 2-1 now to count. He's and his buddies in for a treat tonight.
Seen a good one.
Yes, indeed. It's tight. We talked about it in the Brisbane series. A lot of the home games have been blowouts, mostly from the Aces, as that one's up and in, 3-1. There haven't been too many games this year here at Melbourne Ballpark where the Aces have gone into the 8th inning or 9th inning tied or trailing or leading by a run or two. 3-1 to Burke. Popped up third base side. Long run for McKenzie was shaded over towards short.
Oh.
Into the seats, 3-2.
Took a big bounce. Not sure. Ah, there it is. Ended up with that gentleman who flicks it down to a kid. Nice work. Ah, and he gives it to a young girl. That's what I love to see here.
Love it. 3-2, served out to short and stabbed out of the air by Atwood. 2 away. Good piece of hitting with 2 strikes from Burke, but to no avail.
Hit hard, but again, as he said, right at Atwood.
2 up, 2 down. Here's Aaron Whitefield. Picked up the game-tying solo homer. That came back in the 3rd inning, and it was a no-doubter. Now 296 career hits for Aaron, just 4 away from 300 as he continues to add to his decorated ABL resume. First pitch is outside 1-0. Wells now at 70 pitches. 1-0. Up and away 2-0 now. Well, you don't want to find yourself in a hitter's count here against Aaron Whitefield, who's now 4 for 6 in this series with 2 homers. 2-0. Breaking ball served softly into center. This one's down. Another base hit. This one now bobbled. It's going to roll past Ryan and towards the wall. Whitefield can run. Digging for 3. He's in there without a play.
How about that? Listen to the crowd.
They're loving it, and with 2 outs, the tying run's 90 feet away. Will be a single and an E8. Those are the types of breaks the Aces have gotten tonight on both sides of the ball. And they'll look to take advantage once again here. Perfect guy to send to the plate now in Jared Dale. Jared 0 for 2, reached on an E6 back in the 1st.
And remember last night, Whitefield got that, came home on that drop 3rd strike, so he'll be looking to do something. Oh,
popped it up to the right side, and McKenzie is there to make the catch to end the inning. No runs, a hit, an error, and a runner left for the Aces here in the bottom of the 5th. We into the top of the 6th. 4-3, Sydney lead.
There's a great shot of the setting sun here in Melbourne's west. And some fans with the popcorn enjoying tonight's highly entertaining ball game. 4-3, Sydney lead the Aces as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Good crowd here all around the ballpark. Party deck is jammed. 1st and 3rd baselines. Grandstands packed as well. Big crowd.
A lot of kids on hand as well, and they're enjoying what's been a lot of action so far here at the ballpark. A very warm evening as well, just about, 24, 25 degrees as we sit at 8:30 or so here in Melbourne. Sean Moramondo out for his 6th inning of work. It was a tough 5th for him, caught some tough breaks on some pitches that the Aces thought should have been called strikes. Instead, balls ruled to a couple walks and then a 2-run single from Corey Acton to give Sydney the lead. So now they're in position, if they could pick up a win tonight, to drop their magic number down to 2, which would mean they are 1 win away this weekend from their first playoff clinch since 2018-19. Jalen Ray to lead things off. First pitch. Up and away, ball 1.
Couple of hits tonight for Rays. 2 for 2.
Some action to the bullpen for Melbourne. I believe that's Billy Parsons starting to heat up. 1-0. Strike called, top of the zone, 1-1.
It is Billy Parsons. You are correct. No need for binoculars for you, Max. When do you get to be my age? Then you'll need binoculars and glasses.
Here's the 1-1. High fly ball, slicing out of play, 1-2. You know, I can't really read the numbers from here. It's more so just after watching them so much, I can identify like their arm motion.
Yep.
Or their action on their delivery maybe a little bit. 1-2 now the count. Got a final announcement for our attendance tonight. 1,977.
Wow. Great
That'd be the second largest crowd of the year for the Aces behind the opener against Canberra on the 15th of November. 1-2's pop fell out of play. Still 1-2.
Yeah, it's a great crowd.
Phenomenal night here at the ballpark, and not a cloud in the sky, essentially. The sun was shining all day long. Not overbearing with the heat. It was definitely warm, but wasn't like a couple weekends ago where we were sitting up above 30, convincingly over 30. 1-2. Breaking ball, drops in, clips the top of the zone. Strike 3 called.
You can't argue that one. That was a beauty.
Strikeout number 5 for Moramondo, and that curveball north to south has been working really good.
Yeah, I guess you could argue it might be a little high, but I don't know. Beautiful pitch.
Can tunnel it with that fastball upstairs, and I think that's why these Sydney hitters are taking it. They think it's going to stay up, and instead it just drops and clips the top of the zone. 0-1 the count. Again, on your screen, it might look like a hanging curveball, but that might be the intent from Moramondo and more. After showing these Sydney hitters the fastball upstairs. 0-1. Flown to the air, shallow right. Glendening coming in, trots over, 2 away. Quick out from Moramondo, and out away from getting through 6 here at midway through 80 pitches.
Now we're back to where it all started with the Joe Stevens walk in the last inning.
Yeah, that was quite an inning, right? How long do you think that lasted? Maybe 20 minutes? Just a half inning.
Well, the game was clipping along, and then that half inning lasted for so long.
First pitch. Breaking ball's working well, 0-1. He can mix that in with also a cutter, a sinker, and a changeup as well. All different shapes, but can play off of each other as the count quickly moves to 0-2. Again, he's not overpowering, about 90 to 91 with his fastball, but he's got such good mound presence, mixes speeds. 0-2. A little bit upstairs, 1-2, and that's that fastball that can set up that curveball at the top of the zone.
88 on that fastball, Max.
Stevens 1 for 1, a 2-run single and a walk. 1-2's down low, count evens up. Two. 2-2. Lined out to center, shallow, Burke racing in. It's down in front of him for a base hit. Stevens has reached in all 3 plate appearances tonight, and a 2-out single keeps the top of the 6th alive for Sydney. Another look right here, maybe off the end of the bat, and just plopped it into shallow center.
Well, he's having a really good game.
1 for 3 yesterday, so now 3 hits in the series. Here's Michael Campbell, left-handed hitter. Well, Moramondo looking to finish his night with a 0 on the board, and more notably keeping it a 1-run game, especially with 3, 4, and 5 due up for Melbourne in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch, down and away, 1-0. This will be pitch number 92 for Sean. He's thrown 58 for strikes. Swing and a miss. There's 59. 1-1. Game number 5 for Gamble. It's been a young season for him. Now 2 for 7 in the small sample. 2-1. Still some stirring in the Sydney bullpen.
Yeah, I was looking there, Max. Not much action, just kind of a couple guys standing around, maybe loosening up a little bit, but nothing. I think Wells comes out again.
Yeah, Wells at 74 pitches tonight. 2-1. Popped up out to left. Whitefield is right there to make the catch. Barely has to move a step. Inning is over. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left as Sean Moramondo gets through 6. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and Sydney leads at 4-3.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time. From those who want to be a little healthier to those a little older who want to age well. There's no shopping or cooking and there's no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, ready-to-eat meals delivered to your door when you need them. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
There you look at the party deck. Little dancing, little drinking, little baseball watching. 4-3 is the score. Sydney Blue Sox lead the Aces as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Ed Wyatt, Max Tanzer with you. And Robbie Glendenning leads it off for the Aces.
And Alex Wells back out there in what's going to be a huge inning for the Aces. Again, 3rd time through the order for the Southpaw and Wells here. He's given up 2 homers tonight after giving up just 1 entering the game through 45-plus innings. 1-0 the count on Glendenning. Robbie looking for his first hit. Has come into this one red hot with hits in 8 of his last 10 games. A phenomenal series in Perth last weekend. 2-0 now. 4 homers, 21 runs batted in game number 28 for him, hitting .313 out of the 3 spot for the Aces. 2-0. Breaking ball, a strike. 2-1. So for Wells, this is the most amount of runs he's allowed in a game this season, but don't let that stray you away from this being not a good outing. He has still looked really good. 2-1 is rolled foul, 2-2. 3 outs away from still qualifying for a quality start.
Two.
2-2. 3-2 now.
Good at-bat from Robbie here.
Wells is yet to walk a hitter in this one. Payoff. Breaking ball, top spin, just foul. Glendenning stays alive. A good stop from McKenzie sprawling into foul ground at third base. He is so springy moving to his left and right. No wonder he's stolen 13 bags in 13 games.
Yeah, you mentioned the walks, as we said, 1 yesterday and 2 today. So literally 3 walks.
Look at Chase Jesse warming up. Would be his home debut here with the Aces. Added to the roster in round 8. 3-2 is just a little bit low, ball 4. There's one of those close calls going the Aces' way. And the leadoff walk for Melbourne. First walk allowed from Wells tonight.
Waiting to see if pitching coach Rick Knapp comes running out of the Sydney bullpen. Argue about that one.
Good call. Looked like it was at the shin height right there, but Alberto Rios did a good job bringing it back up into the zone. Here's Greg Bird. First pitch. Fastball upstairs, 1-0. Real north to south in this inning for Wells, and he's missed a couple of close spots.
I wouldn't trust me right now.
Greg's walked 15 times this year, and top third of the league in that category. 0 for 2 so far tonight. Lined out sharply to center in the second. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Bird has yet to leave the yard since round 4 in that first game against Perth. It's been a while. All 5 of his homers have come at home. 1-1. Swing and a drive, right center field it deep. Campbell back into the gap. This one's down. Rolling out to the wall it goes. Glendenning off to the races. He'll get the stop sign at third. A double for Greg Bird. Second and third, nobody out. Tying run 90 feet away for Daryl George.
Yeah, great piece of hitting. Good decision not to send Glendenning. Look at that swing.
Staying on it right there. Maybe caught it a little bit towards the end of the bat as it just died out there in right center.
It's like a weird little outfielders. Sydney outfielders having a little trouble out there, aren't they?
Well, I'll tell you what, it was very similar to the McCullough double where it wasn't particularly barreled up. It was just a soft rising liner. But Campbell's been playing a couple steps towards the line and right, which has provided a lot of room in that gap. First pitch to George. Almost took that one out of the glove of Rios, fouls it off for strike 1.
That's where you'll want to hit it, right down that right field line, because that scores 2.
Infield halfway here for Sydney. Cutting down their range a bit. If Daryl barrels up a hard ground ball, a little bit more real estate for him to cover. 0-1. Swing and a miss behind a fastball from Wells. 0-2. Arms left to right in the outfield. Ray, Ryan, and Campbell. The Ace is happy to see no Solomon McGuire in the outfield after he showed off a cannon of an arm yesterday. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Went after a fastball up and out on the top shelf. 1 away.
That's big from Wells. Only his 3rd strikeout of the night, but arguably his most important so far.
Picked a good spot to get it as you get another look. So here's Logan Moore. A couple of left-handers due up here, and Moore, McCullough, Belbin, and Burke, if the inning can extend that far, as the catcher Alberto Rios will have a conversation here. See, you could pitch around Moore and set up the double play, but McCullough has really good speed, good bat-to-ball skills, would be tough to double up, so
yeah,
it's a tricky one. Moore's got more swing and miss in his game, but also a more experienced hitter with plenty of power in that bat. As home plate umpire Casey Cook will head to the mound to split up the meeting. So 1 away. Tying run at third, that's Glendenning. Bird the go-ahead run at second after his double. No matter what happens in this inning, Wells approaching the end of his night. Now at 87 pitches, just looking to get out of it, holding the lead. Logan Moore has other thoughts. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Challenged him with the fastball, 0-1.
You always use that term, pivot point, Max. I think this is one of them right here, these next 2 batters.
Middle halfway, corners just a couple steps behind the backs. Pitches over the heart of the plate, 0-2. It's a tough matchup for Moore, lefty on left. Left-handed hitters entering tonight hitting just under 230 against Wells. Just looking to put the ball in play. 0-2. Got a piece of a fastball outside. 0-2 still. An emergency hack right there, but an important one. Especially with a left-handed hitter up, I think Wells sneaks it up on you. Again, not overpowering on the radar gun, but he can speed you up. It appears faster than it is. And it seems like he's ramped it up just a tad here in this inning in a pressure spot. Oh, 2. Swing and a miss. Got him for strike 3. Another awkward hack. Back-to-back strikeouts for Wells, and he is an out away from getting out of a mammoth jam.
Unbelievable.
Had just 2 strikeouts in the first 5 innings, and he's chosen to pick up his next 2 in the biggest spots of the game.
Yeah.
And now we're going to see a meeting at the mound.
Yeah, that's Rick Knapp, the pitching coach.
Well, McCullough's 1 for 2 today, and he's hit the ball hard both times against Wells, and that might be what the conversation is about. He doubled to right center in the 3rd, then lined out sharply to end the 4th inning. That was the same inning when George hit the home run. Meaning might also be buying some time to get that bullpen heated up.
Yeah, taking a look. There's a little bit of throwing going on. Number 37, Max, for the Sydney Blue Sox. That's Cohen Wynn warming up.
McCullough has had a good homestand after a 1-for-13 road trip now. 3 for 6, including 2 base hits yesterday. Infield gets to play back now. Here with 2 away. The third baseman McKenzie a couple steps behind third in case McCullough wants to drop one down. First pitch is upstairs 1-0.
The other thing about Wells is he's been so accurate, right? It isn't like other pitchers. You'd have a chance at maybe a wild pitch or Robbie kind of looking almost a steal of home type thing. Don't see that against Wells.
1-0. Strike called 1-1. He really hides it well. I think it's been tough for specifically these left-handed hitters to pick it up. Game number 10 for McCullough here in his Aces career. Looking for his biggest moment yet. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, according to the third base umpire, Ichikawa. 1-2, and McCullough will take his time. Let's see.
1 ball, 2 strike.
Definitely went around.
Tough.
Again, he has to break the plate of the plate with the barrel of the bat, which it appeared he did. So he'll have to protect. 1-2. Pitch. Stays alive. Count still holds. What an inning this would be if Wells can get out of it to bookend what's very oddly been maybe his toughest start of the year.
And then you go, now you reverse it and go, maybe they should have sent Glendenning.
1-2 the count here on McCullough. Wells settles. Pitch. Outside 2-2. Next pitch will be 97 for the Sydney left-hander. Jared Belbin on deck. Two. Now straight back, and McCullough stays alive.
Good at bat, plucking away.
These are the types of little things that he excels at. And again, with Wells, who's at the end of his line tonight, again, now a handful of pitches away from 100. Every extra pitch counts as he looks to induce a mistake here. 2-2. Blown to the air, out to left field, slicing away from Ray. He's there at the line to make the catch to end the inning. A Houdini act from Alex Wells, who allows a leadoff walk, then a double, and then with runners on second and third, nobody out, picks up a couple strikeouts, and then gets McCullough to fly away to end the inning. We head to the 7th. It's a tight one. Sydney leads 4-3.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. South Morang Motors features 12 top automakers, including Kia and Hyundai, as well as a high-quality selection of pre-owned vehicles and an award-winning service team. Take the stress and hassle out of selling your old car and buying a new one. Visit South Morang Motors today. Head White, Max Tanzer with you. We head to the Top of the 7th, Sydney still holding that 4-3 lead in what's been an enthralling contest. And we do have a new pitcher on the mound, Max, and it's Chase Jesse.
That's right, the newest pitcher here for the Aces this season. Joined the team back in round 8 in Perth this past week. It made a couple of outings. Out of Mansfield, Ohio, 6'1", 195 pounds in 2024, second season with Northern Colorado in the Pioneer League. 103 innings of work, 109 punch-outs. Both of those were single-season records in the Owls franchise history. That's Owls with a Z, O-W-L-Z. I love it.
Or a Z, if you will.
Z, excuse me, yes.
Oh, I still say Z.
I've been working on it. For Jesse, his last outing came in that lengthy game in Perth back on last Sunday, when an inning allowed a couple of runs, 3 hits, a couple of walks. So hopefully after 4 days or so of rest, feeling sharper. Again, for a lot of these guys, your first outing is after a long plane flight. You're in another country, and maybe he's settled in here. He's found himself in maybe his highest leverage situation yet here with the Aces. It's 4-3 Sydney in the top of the order, due up to the Blue Sox here in the top of the 7th. What a job from Alex Wells tonight. Finishes his evening allowing 6 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. And to cap his night, got out of a second and third, nobody out jammed, to keep the Blue Sox lead at 1. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, that was a superb job by Wells in a situation that, you know, he hasn't really been in this year. Comes out of it like that.
0-1. Swing and a miss. Good fastball. 0-2. It's wild to think that 6 innings, 3 runs could be considered adversity for Alex, right?
Yes.
Still a quality start for him, and he is in line for the win. Melbourne now 9 outs to work with in this game. Still close, though. 0-2. Strike 3 called. Perfectly placed on the outer edge, and a good start for Jesse. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and a punch out at the end.
Second straight time Ryan's been caught looking. That 94 on that fastball. It's the outside corner.
We mentioned the Aces haven't played too many tight games this year. 5 one-run games. They're 2-3 in those contests this season. Put that in perspective, that's 5 of 32 games have been decided by 1 run. First pitch on the way to McKenzie, a strike called, 0-1. So 4 pitches, 4 strikes to open up the inning here for Jesse in relief. Sean Moramondo, who, despite a couple tough breaks, was really sharp. 0-1. Down low, 1-1. Moramondo finishes his night. 6 innings, 4 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks, which was pivotal at one point in that lengthy 5th inning. A couple of close pitches called balls. 5 strikeouts, 9 hits. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Corkscrewed him right there, 1-2.
Got a real good baseball name, doesn't he? Chase Jesse.
Right. And it's the double S double E.
Yeah.
Jessee.
I like it.
It looks good on the box score sheet. 1-2. Slashed foul, count still holds.
I was looking up the Northern Colorado Owls to see where it was. 94 on that
look
pass.
at that.
That's getting up there. Just north of Denver, between sort of Denver and Fort Collins up that way. Nice part of the world.
It is. Fort Collins is really beautiful. 1-2. Breaking ball, chopped on the ground. Nice stab from Belbin, who throws on the run in time. Dandy of a play, 2 away. Was playing even with the bag right there. It's got a long way to go.
Second nice play by Jared Belbin tonight. Had to kind of reach for that.
And if that gets past him with McKenzie's speed, there's probably no shot for Dale.
Correct.
Would have to backhand it almost on the cut of the outfield grass, and then would have to throw across his body. 2 up, 2 down for Jesse. Here's Corey Acton. First pitch. Fastball sizzles in, 0-1. Jesse's looking locked in right here after a couple of tough outings this past weekend.
Hey, he's coming out firing 94. That's impressive.
He'll take that, especially as a late season acquisition for the Pen. 0-1. Outside, 1-1. And for Jesse last week, and it looked like the biggest struggle really was command. In the inning and 2/3, walked 4 hitters. The pitch count got up. That was one of those games that was really long. Perfectly placed strike 2, 1, and 2, where the Aces had to use almost their entire pitching staff on Sunday. The day after, they had to use 3 pitchers in the 9th inning to close it out. And so it really was pitcher by committee, and Jesse was thrown into the fire a little bit. 1-2. Strike 3 called, got him looking. A demanding, commanding inning from Chase Jesse. Retires the side in order, rings up 2 hitters, both looking. It's time to stretch here in Melbourne. It's 4-3 Sydney.
When enjoying a punt, easy does it with Punt 123. Punt123.bet is your home for all your punting needs with same race multis and same game multi options, including daily promotions on all the major sporting and racing events. It's punting made easy. Get in the game with Punt 123. Visit punt123.bet or download the app today.
Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue for you, call 1-800-858-858.
Pretty night here at the ballpark. As you can see, the sun not even completely set yet as we begin the bottom of the 7th inning. Sweet Caroline and the sing-along going on here at the ballpark as we get started here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Just shy of 2,000 here at the ballpark tonight here in Melbourne, the 2nd largest crowd of the year.
Great crowd. Sydney has brought on a new pitcher as we expected. It's Cohen Wynn, 25-year-old right-hander. He made his name at the World Baseball Classic when he was flown in as an emergency on a day's notice and beat China back in 2023. 4 years at Grand Canyon University in the U.S. Came back and has been with the Blue Sox the last couple of years. 4.35 career ERA. So pretty solid pitcher coming out of the pen, looking to keep the Aces where they are at the moment, and that's trailing 4-3.
And a good high leverage guy, 12 outings for him, a 2.01 ERA. Has made 2 starts and also picked up 3 saves. In fact, his last outing was incredible at Brisbane. Went 7 1/3, allowed 3 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. Before that was a multi-inning reliever for the previous 6-7 outings or so. So he's done a little bit of everything for Brook Knight's club. 25 strikeouts in 31 1/3 of an inning's work. Just 6 walks, so he'll fill up the zone. Opponents are hitting a $196 against him.
He's a great guy to come out of the pen after Wells departs.
Just from a look standpoint, too, Wells, a left-hander who is hiding it really well, and now you have a tall, lanky right-hander who can rush it up there.
Both wearing glasses, too, by the way.
Look at that. And you are, too.
Here we go.
First pitch to Belbin. Fouled straight back as he jumps on the first pitch, 0-1.
I'm not throwing 90-mile-an-hour fastballs, though.
Back in your day, you were.
70, maybe? 65?
70's good. It's better than most kids. 0-1. Strike called, 0-2. It'll be 8-9-1. Belbin, Burke, and Whitefield here for Melbourne. Again, as we mentioned earlier, 9 outs to work with, but it is a 1-run game. One swing could tie it. Aces already with 2 homers tonight. 0-2. Still 0-2.
Yeah, Belbin and Burke both would be happy to see Win on rather than the lefty Wells.
Belbin, despite hitting 192, has showed some pop when he does barrel it up. A couple homers over the last couple weeks, one in Perth to add on some important insurance in Game 2 of the doubleheader last Saturday, and then we saw him hit one against Brisbane back in round 7. Pitch is driven high and deep out to left. Ray is back. Wynn tugs it towards the line, 1 away.
Just got under that a little too much. Kept it in the ballpark, 1 away.
So 1 down. That'll send up Chris Burke now. Wynn faced the Aces once. Back in that round 3 set, tossed a scoreless inning. Allowed a hit as well. Again, that was a dominant series for the Blue Sox, where through 3 games, outscored the Aces 20-3. It's been much different through the first game plus in this one this weekend. First pitch to Burke, changeup taken down low, 1-0. It was a 9-1 win for Melbourne yesterday, and Sydney clinging on to a 1-run lead here late tonight. Again, a doubleheader tomorrow, 2 7-inning games. Game 1 starts at 5, and then a Sunday matinee on Sunday. That one runs outside, 2-0. All the soft stuff to Burke to start things off.
Yeah, it'll be a hot one tomorrow for those 2 games, and then I think a little cooler on Sunday. Potential rain as well on Sunday, so let's hope that stays away.
Indeed. These 2 teams have seen enough of rain.
Yes.
Burke pops this one up behind the plate. Rios giving it a look, but he's out of room. 2-1. We're at the time of night where it is hard to pick up pop-ups and fly balls. You talked to Chris Burke about that a couple weeks ago. That twilight sky, as the sun starts to set, you see the purple and orange tints start to fade.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, it's just hard to pick up the ball. Of course, the ball white and the lights are in play, but it's not the contrast of the dark black sky. Burke sends this one deep out to right center field. Back this one goes. It's down into the gap and to the wall. Burke racing to second. He'll stop there. Another double. Chris Burke has them in back-to-back nights. Gets the crowd fired up. The tying run in scoring position.
Yeah, beautiful shot from Berkey. You knew it was hit well. I didn't think it was hit well enough to get out of here, but hit in a great spot.
Went up and got it. Look at that.
He did, and like I said, happy to see that right-handed pitcher rather than that lefty.
That was just a breaking ball that backed up right onto his barrel, and a good job staying on it.
Our friends at the Hanwha Eagles like those hits to deep right center field.
Well, the perfect slot in the lineup, perfect lane of the lineup to send up right here for the Aces. Top of the order in Aaron Whitefield. Burke the tying run at second, the pitch. Down low. A lot of change-ups early on here from Wynn. 1 ball, no strikes. Wynn, 25 years old. This is his 3rd season with Sydney. Was primarily a starter before this year, but has made the transition to the bullpen. And it's been a good one that's paid off for Brook Knight. 1-0. Grounded sharply. What a stab from McKenzie. Will dart it across, 2 away.
Oh, boy.
Just smothered that one. In fact, he shot his head up towards the sky. I don't even think he saw himself field that one right there.
I mean, the slow-mo replay really doesn't do any justice to how good that play was. That was hit really hard.
And again, with a speedster at the plate, you have to play at least even with the bag, if not in front, to defend the bunt. And that one came into his lap quite quickly. So 2 down now for Jared Dale, who popped out with a couple runners in scoring position his last time. Wynn steps off. And he's going to have to be methodical here. Again, Dale, the league's leading hitter.
Yeah, well, the Aces have left 4 runners on in the last 3 innings.
3 in scoring position as well.
Correct.
First pitch is popped up, first base side. Campbell looking to have some room. Did he make the catch? It's out of our look. And he did. Inning over.
Wow. How about that?
So Dale pops out. The Aces leave Burke in scoring position as we head to the top of the 8th. Sydney clinging on to a 1-run lead. It's 4-3 here in Melbourne.
OmniGraphics, your leaders in super wide format printing across Australia. With 2 full-scale production facilities in Queensland and Victoria, our centres are equipped to handle the most ambitious printing projects, backed by a dedicated team of over 70 full-time staff. We specialise in a wide range of print formats, from billboards and banners to retail and events. We deliver impactful solutions that stand out in any environment. Our commitment to excellence includes continuous investment in cutting-edge technology, ensuring precision, speed, and reliability. This allows us to tackle even the most complex printing requirements with ease. Dream, design, deliver. Partner with OmniGraphics for your next printing project.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark, 4-3 Sydney in the top of the 8th. Let's take a look at our play of the game from tonight, brought to you by Aces Sporting Club. Let's head back to the 3rd. Brendan Ryan on first base, 8 stolen bases for him this year, and Logan Moore with an absolute seed to second base to nab him for the first out of the inning. The next hitter was Jake McKenzie, who doubled down the line to left field. He would then take off for third, and what does Logan Moore do? Promptly throws a strike to Belbin at third. That's the first time in 14 attempts that Jake McKenzie has been caught stealing this year. That's your Aces Sporting Club play of the game. Aces Sporting Club is a premium golf practice facility based in Altona, right here in Melbourne's western suburbs. They host birthday parties, engagements, key milestones, and more. For more info, visit acessportingclub.com.au. While Logan Moore threw out 49% of ace runners, that's right, 29 of 59 potential stealers in the Mexican League. And he shows us how he did so right there. That kept it a 2-0 deficit. The Aces would tie it at 2, then take a 3-2 lead. Sydney then jumped to a 4-3 lead on the 2-run single from Acton. And here we are in the top of the 8th inning. Blue Sox still leading by that much, with Clayton Campbell to lead it off against Chase Jesse, who looked really good at in the 7th inning.
Yeah, he did. No nonsense, came out. 2 strikes.
1-0. 1-1.
And as you mentioned, 1-run game, right? So you want to keep it a 1-run game. Again, as silly and obvious as that sounds, this is the kind of game where you mentioned one swing, one little mistake could tie this thing up or give you the win.
The Aces have the thump in their lineup to do so. 1-1. 2-1. Jesse picked up 2 strikeouts in the 7th. Fastball reached as high as 94 miles an hour. And from a left-hander in this league, that is an outlier. 2-1. Swing and a miss, pulled the string on an off-speed pitch, 2-2. If he's filling up the zone like he has tonight, he is going to be a huge weapon out of the pen for John Diebel. 2-2 the count. Campbell 1 for 3 tonight, has struck out twice. Pitch. Line sharply into right. This one's down for a base hit. Glendening charges. He wanted to try and gun down Campbell at first base, but decides to put it in his pocket.
He did have a think about it, didn't he?
It was hit hard, and it reached him on a hop, on a long hop, and he's a former middle infielder, so he's used to that play.
And Campbell's not McKenzie.
Well, he takes his lead from first. Just 1 stolen base attempt for him this year, and he was caught. Here's Andy Atwood, who's 0 for 3.
I rest my case.
There you go. You don't need the stats. First pitch, he shows bunt, drags to the third base side. Belbin on the run to first, just in time. Big play for out number 1. Belbin's been moving around to his left, right, forward, whatever it may be. He's been making some athletic plays tonight. Campbell to second on the play as we get a look. A little scoop and throw across his body.
Second off balance throw. Ooh. Whew.
Close play at first. The Aces will take it.
I was just going to say the Aces will take it.
Sacrifice 5-3 for Atwood. So here's Jalen Ray. And that runner at second base. And Campbell. Much needed insurance for the Blue Sox here. No lead is safe, especially with the way the ball is flowing out of the park here this season in Melbourne. First pitch. Outside, 1-0. Again, if Sydney wins tonight, their magic number drops from 4 to 2, meaning a win in each of the next 3 days, or a win in at least one of the next 3 days would secure a playoff for the first time since 2018-19. 1-0. 2-0 now, with Perth and Canberra being postponed.
They'll play 2 tomorrow.
They will, just like the Aces and Blue Sox. But at the worst, the Aces enter tomorrow tied for the 4th and final playoff spot with the tiebreaker advantage. Best case, they're a game ahead. (2-0). Swing and a miss. A little bit more of the changeup at this inning from Jesse. He's got a couple of off-balance swings. This one makes it 1-2.
That's a big comeback pitch there, those first 2 balls. weren't great. That was really nice.
2-1, excuse me, the count here on Jalen Ray. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Two-1. Ball. Down low, 3-1 now.
But he kind of overthrew that one, Max.
Action of the bullpen. Dovydas Nebrauskas starting to heat up for the Aces. A right-hander.
There he is. Big Lithuanian.
3-1. Lofted out to center. Burke's got it played perfectly. He makes the catch, 2 away. Campbell holds at second base. And that'll send up Alberto Rios.
That's a nice job by Chase Jesse there, working out of a mini jam.
How about a night like this to make your home debut with the Aces? Peter Moylan will come out to have a conversation with his lefty. And in fact, I almost forgot, he's also the acting manager.
Of course.
So he might be taking Jesse out with Nebrauskas warming up. It does not look like that's the case. He is going to fill his pitching coach role right here. Yeah, maybe going over the report here with Rios. Joe Stevens is on deck.
I mean, you've also got Graham Lloyd there, too. Kind of, you know, sort of de facto pitching coach.
Yeah, right. Is Graham Lloyd the pitching coach now?
Yeah,
and Peter Moylan takes over as manager.
Yeah, I would assume.
Well, technically how it does work, and this might be the case, because Graham Lloyd's the bench coach, he might be the acting manager.
Right.
And Moylan might continue to be the pitching coach. Moylan is holding the lineup card in the dugout, so that's what makes us think he's the acting manager. We'll have to ask them tomorrow. First pitch, down and away, skips off the glove of Moore into third. Goes Campbell, he's 90 feet away.
The first one we've seen tonight.
Yeah.
In the series?
At least tonight.
Tonight for sure.
Tough to say in the series
there might have been one.
off the top of my
I think
head.
there might have been one yesterday. There was. In fact, in the first inning.
Well, it's been very clean in this series so far. We mentioned it, both of these teams don't like to strike out. They're very aggressive, so there's a lot of balls in play.
Now this at-bat becomes a little more important with the runner at third.
1-0. Ball. Upstairs, 2-0. Stevens, another righty on deck. And potentially, if Rios reaches, maybe they go to Nebrauskas. Hitters count, the 2-0. Swing and a miss. Climb the ladder and chases for strike one.
No pun intended. Chasing.
3, 4, and 5 will be due up for the Aces in the 8th inning. Still hoping to step to the plate, trailing by 1. 2-1. Grounded sharply. Circling around, it's McCullough. Nice play, slings it over, inning over. Good work from Chase Jesse, evades the leadoff single. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left. As we head to the bottom of the 8th, we're getting late into this one here. Aces down by 1 with 6 outs to work with when we come back.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time. From those who want to be a little healthier to those a little older who want to age well. There's no shopping or cooking and there's no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, ready-to-eat meals delivered to your door when you need them. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
Now look at, what kind of moon would you call that, Ed? Do you know?
3/4 moon. I don't
Is
know.
it a waxing moon? I don't
Michael
know the
Dixon
terminology.
and I last year had serious moon chat, and we sort of decided
really?
we don't want to have any more moon chat. But beautiful night stars and planets and pink and purple sky. Only be a little more beautiful. The Aces can push a run or two across here in the 8th or the 9th. They've left one run on in the 7th, one runner on in the 7th, 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 5th, and 1 in the 4th.
Looking for a big moment. They've yet to win a game this year while trailing after 7 innings or trailing after 8 innings. So looking to make a change to that right here. As Wind comes out for another inning of work. Gave up the 1-out double to Burke, but was able to get out of trouble, retiring Whitefield and Dale in order, which has been hard to do this season. Meat of the Aces lineup due up here, though, in a 1-run game. Buckle up, here we go. We're just getting started here at Melbourne Ballpark. Glendenning, 0 for 2, walked and was stranded at 3rd to the 6th, one of the hottest hitters in this league over the last few weeks. First pitch is line foul out of play into the parking lot. 0-1. Robbie looking to pick up his first hit of the night. $10 for his last 16 entering play this evening. Outside, 1-1.
Just off that bottom.
Wynn with plenty of experience going multiple innings. 1-1 is a big rip and a miss. Glendenning off the fastball just a little bit late, 1-2. 91-mile-an-hour heater. Wynn has gone 1+ innings, 1 or more innings in each of his last 4 outings. 1-2. Down low. Good take on a changeup from Glendenning. Count evens up. No one up in the Blue Sox bullpen, so this is Wynn's inning to finish here. Neverauskas continues to heat up down the right field line for Melbourne. He'll likely get the top of the 9th.
Yep.
2-2. Breaking ball, tomahawked over McKenzie and down into the left field corner. Glendenning arranging in his second. How about another double? He's in there standing up, this time to lead off the inning. Tying run in scoring position here for Melbourne, and Greg Bird due up.
Way ahead of that thing, jumped all over it. And I think Robbie was easing into second and then kind of realized, oh, I better get a little faster. Big hit.
Hey, he'll take it. Now hits in 9 of his last 11. Bird, George, and Moore due up here in that order. Just need one to tie it. First pitch. Swing at a cue shot foul, 0-1. With every swing from Bird, you can hear the oohs and ahs here at the ballpark. He has become a household name here in this building. Second year with the Aces. Runner-up in MVP last year with 11 homers, tied for the league lead. 5 to his name this season. And hitting at a .296 clip entering tonight. 0-1. Down low, 1-1. There's the changeup again. Aces here in this second inning of work doing a good job laying off of it. So it looks like a fastball changeup and then a pretty big north to south breaking ball from Wynn. That was the pitch that Glendenning top spin down the left field line. 1-1. Swing, and this one's cracked out to center. This one's deep. Ryan back, track, wall, he leaps, and it's off the wall. Ricochets towards the track. Glendenning will score to tie. Bird in a second with an RBI double. We're knotted at 4 here in the 8th.
What a shot from Bird. I think most of us thought it might be out of here, and then we were watching closely as it hit high off the top of the fence, I think.
I think so too. Ryan in center didn't really leap for it. It looked like he just reached up. And it might have just been a foot or two out of his reach. Well, we're back where we started. Here's Daryl George now. The go-ahead run at second base, and Literally, with the snap of a finger, Sydney could be down to their final 3 outs, and we're going to see a meeting at the mound.
Crowd all over this. Crowd has been in this thing from the beginning. Let's take a look at this. Low ball, Bird under it. Now, I think he thinks at that point it might be out of here. Ryan, I think he thinks it's out too.
He did leap for it.
And
oh, did that hit his shoulder?
I think that's called a falcon. It might have hit him in the head. That's what they call it over here.
Either way, Glendinning comes around to score to tie it. Daryl George fired up. That dugout loves it.
So close to clearing the fence.
Hey, they'll take it back-to-back doubles. The Aces, after stranding a handful in scoring position over the last couple of innings, it's got to feel good to tie this game up. It's Greg Bird chatting with second base umpire Jeff Don. Daryl George, it is 43rd career homer, a couple at-bats ago to tie him for 7th all-time in ABL history. And Ed, he just needs a base hit right here to keep the line moving, if not score Bird for the lead. Nevarowski's continuing to warm up. His outing just got a little bit more intense after that game-tying double. McKenzie in front of the bag at third for a potential bunt. First pitch. Popped foul, 0-1.
I don't think you're going to see a bunt. I'm going out on a limb. I don't see a bunt.
I wouldn't say so either. And with how hard he can hit it, I'm sure McKenzie's happy with the strike now, could take a couple steps back.
Yeah, and Bird, is not the fleetest of foot at second as well. So but they're right to look at it, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Crowd of just about 2,000 on hand tonight here at Melbourne Ballpark. 0-1, big rip and a foul straight back, 0-2.
Been in a couple of 0-2 holes tonight, hasn't he, Georgie?
He's 1 for 3.
A big home run, of course, in the 4th.
His 4th of the season. Getting the start in the DH spot tonight after playing third base yesterday. 0-2. Soft looper, right side. McKenzie back, makes the catch, 1 away.
Just didn't get enough on that to get it out of the infield.
A little bit in on the hands. So that'll send up Logan Moore. And I'll tell you what, you told him today about how you manifested his home run. And he said, well, they come in bunches usually.
Yeah, he said maybe say something like that. So maybe they do come in bunches.
I'll pull out my yard card right now and say, Logan, let's see another. Let's prove yourself right here.
How about a single?
Single would do the job as well.
A double.
First pitch. Change up, take it down low, 1-0. The Aces have been really good at laying off that pitch.
Yep.
Morgan McCullough on deck. Moore struck out back in the 6th, singled in the 4th. 1-0. Cue shot foul. 1-1.
Geez, how far away from taking the lead, that home run? What?
It's a game of inches.
Yeah, or centimeters over here.
You're right.
Same thing.
Aces, though, with this chance to still take the lead here. One. Swing and a miss. Out in front of another off-speed offering, 1-2. He has not given Moore the fastball. Let's see if they decide to give in or just continue to challenge him with off-speed pitches. Go ahead run at second base. Win set. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Foul tip held on by Rios for strike 3. Moore down on strikes for the 3rd time tonight.
Big pitch from Cohen Wynn there.
So that'll make way to Morgan McCullough. 1 for 3 tonight. Doubled and scored back in the 3rd. Going to take a ball to the gap to probably score Bird from second base, who will be going on contact. Again, arms left to right in the outfield. Jalen Ray, Brendan Ryan, and Michael Campbell. This is an outfield for Sydney that can cover a ton of ground. Strike called, 0-1.
5 doubles tonight for the Aces.
5 doubles, and 3 of them in the last
2 innings.
2 innings.
3 innings. 2 innings.
4
innings.
Yeah. 4 in the last 3. A little Sudoku. 0-1 the count here on McCullough. The pitch. foul, 0-2.
Wynn doing a really nice job of getting ahead of the hitters here in this crucial situation. Got ahead of George, ahead of Moore. Now he's ahead of McCulloch.
A lot of room up the middle with the second baseman McKenzie a couple steps towards the 4-hole. His time's now called. Lights officially in play. There's just maybe a sliver of sunshine left on the horizon. Oh, 2. Foul, count still holds. Well, we mentioned it ahead of the inning. The Aces this season have yet to play a game where they've been tied after 8 innings. They've yet to win a game trailing after 8 innings or after 7. And they're poised to change that here tonight. Would love to do so with what would be an exhilarating win here in the thick of the playoff race. 0-2. Soft ground ball up the middle. Tricky hop to Artwood. Way to stick with it. Gets McCullough by a step to end the inning. However, the Aces able to tie it on the RBI double from Greg Bird, just inches away from leaving the yard. If you get another look at that first base dugout, they thought it was gone. Still fired up once it lands off the wall to bring around Robbie Glendening to score. We're knotted at 4 as we head to the top of the 9th. Dovydas Neverauskas in to keep this game tied when we head to the top of the 9th.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
Welcome back to the top of the 9th inning. 4-4 game. Melbourne Aces, Sydney Blue Sox. Been an exhilarating, enthralling game of baseball. A little bit of everything. Long ball, small ball, great fielding, poor fielding, great hitting, arguments with the umpires. Managers ejected.
That was a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Tied at 4, the top of the 9th, just after the Greg Bird RBI double that just missed leaving the yard. But the Aces will take the tie game as we head to the top of the 9th, and Dovydas Neverauskas will set up to face 8, 9, and 1 here in the Sydney lineup. Here we go, top of the 9th, tied at 4. First pitch is taken outside, ball 1.
And you want to start getting this guy out. Stevens been on 3 times, 2 singles and a walk. Scored a run in the 5th. We'll just get him out of the way.
1-0, take it for a strike at the knees. Count evens up at 1-1. If you're just tuning in, with 8 games to play, Sydney's magic number 4, Melbourne looking to gain ground. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Neverauskas ahead early. Melbourne with a half-game lead over Perth for the final playoff spot in the ABL standings, and a chance to take a full-game lead over the Heat with a win tonight. Meanwhile, Sydney with a victory would find themselves 1 win away this weekend from a playoff clinch. 2-2 now the count. But if you're Dovydas Neverauskas right now, the goal is just to keep this game tied.
Yep.
It's been a couple of tough outings for him over the last few weeks. Did throw 2/3 of his scoreless inning against Perth back in the 4th. 2-2, got him swinging. It's Stevens to chase, retires it for the first time today. 1 up, 1 down.
Yeah, I think he swung a ball there, to be honest, but Aces fans will take it.
definitely did towards the left-hander's batter's box.
Way out of there.
Bottom fell out of it. Breaking ball running away.
Big out.
For Nebraska's entering that Brisbane series here at home, had looked really good. Had been one of the high leverage guys along with Evan Rutsky. Has been off the roster for a couple of weeks. That one misses inside. 1-0 the count. But the ERA has ballooned up to 5.56, having allowed 3 earned runs in his last 2 2/3 frames. Strike called, 1-1. I'll tell you what, Ed, he is working at a quick pace, and he's been very efficient early on here tonight. 94 on that heater. One to Campbell. Just a little bit upstairs, 2-1. Nebraska's asking if it was outside or high.
Good pitch.
I believe Cook said it was a little bit upstairs. 2-1. Tempers have flared tonight, not between both teams, but more so with the umpiring crew. Both sides have not been happy with what's been a hitter-friendly tight strike zone. 3-1 now. And I'll tell you what, if there's one thing, I don't particularly think it's been a one-sided zone, meaning it's not like Casey Cook is given one side the calls and the other side not the calls. It's just been consistently disagreed with, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Strike called, count now full at 3-2.
Okay, you don't want to walk here.
Especially with the top of the order on deck.
Correct.
In the bottom of the ninth, the Aces will send up 8, 9, and 1 to their lineup. 3-2. Just a little bit outside, ball 4. Another close spot, and the go-ahead runs on base, and Campbell.
Look at this.
Maybe a little bit high, maybe a little bit outside too.
Right.
Again, a close one. Not too much of an argument from the Aces. So here's Brendan Ryan now. Campbell's yet to steal a base this year. This is just game number 5 for him. We know that Ryan has really good speed. He'd be tough to double up. First pitch. Inside, 1-0.
It's had an interesting night, Ryan. A couple of singles. Last 2 times caught looking for strikeouts and, of course, caught stealing in the 3rd.
One and one.
A nice comeback pitch there from Nebraska.
Jake McKenzie on deck, then Corey Acton. And a 1-2-3 in the order here. Sydney with 10 hits. They've been seeing the ball well tonight. Again, starter Sean Moramondo went 6 innings, allowed 4 earned runs. Check to first. Campbell back in safely. Down and in, 2-1 now to count. Nebraska, of course, has big league pedigree. Pitched 3 seasons with the Pittsburgh Pirates. The first Lithuanian-born player in Major League Baseball history. 76 relief appearances for the big league level, so it wasn't just a cup of coffee. As Belbin will give this a look into foul ground. It's out of his reach. 2-2. So a good option at the back end of this pen here for the Aces as Nebraska looks to get back in the form we saw him in through his first 5-6 outings or so this season. It's been a little bit of a hiccup the last week or so, but a good chance to bounce back in front of a big home crowd here tonight.
Big pitch coming up here.
Time call.
2-2, just bringing the ball in. It was in the outfield. 2-2. Runner on first, 1 out. Big pitch.
Check to first. Campbell back in safely. Again, unlimited disengagements here in the Australian Baseball League. No pitch clock. So Nebraska can step off as much as he wants, and he can take as much time as he'd like as well. 2-2. Just a little bit down and away. 3-2 now.
Man.
See if they give Campbell the green light. Again, Logan Moore has thrown out 2 base runners already this evening. The 2 arguably quickest base runners in this building tonight, in fact. Whitefield in double play depth. 3-2, runner goes, foul straight back. Ryan stays alive.
Yeah, it's a good at-bat from Ryan. No doubt
Lengthy
about
one.
it. Yeah.
Aces have turned one double play tonight. That was against McKenzie. 6-4-3 double play all the way back to the first inning. 3-2, runner goes. Pitch is popped up, shallow left field. Dale out. Coming in is Whitefield. Who's going to take it? It's Whitefield to squeeze it for out number 2.
That's a huge out, Max. Huge out.
And a big cheer from the crowd as well. You can feel it again in a lengthy at-bat, a 3-ball count, middle of the order coming up. Neverauskas had to make a quality pitch, and he did so. Here's Jake McKenzie.
And he keeps the runner at first as well.
Pull shift on for the speedy McKenzie. First pitch. Yanks a fastball, 1-0. McKenzie's doubled, walked. 2 hits in this series, but he's been all over the base paths. This game number 14 for him. Down and away, 2-0. Campbell's taken off a couple of times. We'll see with 2 outs if they want to try and get him into scoring position. This one slashed on the right field line. Could be trouble. It's a fair ball, and it hops off the wall. Tricky hop for Glendening, and this is likely going to allow Campbell to score. Here's the relay to the plate. On line, tag applied. They got him! Oh my goodness, as clutch as it gets. Glendening to McCullough to Moore to keep the game tied here in the 9th.
Unbelievable. What drama, Max.
Get another look at this beauty. Glendening, a shortstop by trade, gets it back in quickly. And how about this strike from McCullough and a beautiful tag from Moore to retire the side. We're tied at 4. Bottom of the 9th on its way. The Aces win it with a run when we come back.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time. From those who want to be a little healthier to those a little older who want to age well. There's no shopping or cooking and there's no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, ready-to-eat meals delivered to your door when you need them. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark. How about a classic 9-4-2 putout to end the inning? Take another look as McKenzie sends a double down the right field line and Campbell at first base after a tricky hop. Pinballs in the corner. Glendening to McCullough to Moore to finish the inning and keep this game tied by just a couple of inches.
Just a remarkable play all around. And Glendening struggled with that tricky hop, but gets it in. McCullough gets rid of it so quickly and puts it on the money.
First pitch to Belbin, Wynn still in the game. Pitch called a strike, 0-1.
And a great tag for Moore.
Every millisecond matters in that play, and the Aces executed it to perfection. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Belbin tried to finish that with one swing, 0-2. Again, the Aces win with the run, looking for their first walk-off win of the year.
You want to get a runner on here. You don't need to win it with a home run. That's nice, but let's get the runner on and see what they can do.
Swing and a miss. Wind blew a fastball by Melbourne. 1 up, 1 down.
Yeah, good speed on that. 91. That's tough. Bottom of the ninth. They're still in 91.
The Aces have only played 1 extra inning game this year, and that was in a 7-inning doubleheader at Brisbane in round 2, so it only went 8 innings. They have yet to say hello to the 10th this year. They'd like to keep it that way. Here's Chris Burke. He doubled his last time up. First pitch. 0-1. Burke with 3 homers this season, 1 shy of a career high.
What a game this has been.
Just an absolute treat. Forgot it's fireworks night even. 0-1, slashed out to left and deep. This one's back off the top of the wall. Oh my goodness, he almost snuck it out.
Oh.
Burke in a second, standing up. The winning run is in scoring position.
The doubles party continues. Tennis starts on the weekend. It's nothing but doubles here tonight.
How did that almost get out at? He slapped this one.
I'm thinking it's a double or a single, and then it almost clears that lower part of the fence there, 300. Boy, that would have been a way to win it, wouldn't it? Oh, my word.
Would have been fitting. Well, Aaron Whitefield's intentionally walked, as you see how close that was to getting out. So Sydney will opt to set up the double play. First and second, 1 away for Jared Dale, who's had a tough night, 0 for 4, but has been the most dependable hitter in this lineup for the Aces this season. Entering play a couple ticks south of 400. Burke the winning run at second. First pitch. Taken for a strike, 0-1.
So 2 shots that almost cleared the fence that would have won it, essentially, for the Aces. But can't complain. Got a man on second, man on first, 1 out.
Just got to score that final run. 0-1. 1-1. Again, with a win tonight, the Aces would move into a 1-game lead for the final wildcard spot, final playoff spot, make that. And would keep Sydney's magic number from clinching at 4. 1-1. Swing and a miss. A huge rip at a breaking ball in the middle of the zone. 1-2.
How good has Berkey been? My word. 2 doubles tonight.
One, two. Down and away. It skips to the backstop. Station as Station go the base runners. The winning run's 90 feet away. Well, here we go. Sydney will have to draw their infield in here. A base hit, a fly ball, a sharp ground ball does the job.
Wow, and I just had earlier talked about how we hadn't seen a lot of wild pitches. There's Rick Knapp again. How many visits it's been? It's like living out there. They got a condo built on the mound.
Well, the game as tight as this one, you got to do your real estate. Jared Dale now.
There's some signaling going on out in the bullpen, I think. No, I take it back. Just warming up, stretching arms. Casey Cook's going to come out and say, all right, guys, break it up.
Burke has good speed at third base, so a fly ball of most depths should be able to bring him around to score.
That's a huge play in the scheme of things.
Takes the double play out of order as well.
Exactly.
Robbie Glendinning on deck. Dale looking for some Friday night magic. 2-2. Ground ball just foul.
You hear the crowd exhale on that one.
You can hear everyone taking a breath at the exact same time on every pitch.
This has been a beauty.
Outfield fairly shallow for Sydney, as they know a fly ball. They'll have to cut down a run at the plate. 2-2. Straight back, he stays alive.
I haven't seen a crowd this into a game, Max, in a long time here, and that's nothing against the crowd. I'm just saying they're living and dying with every pitch here.
The playoff race in the Australian Baseball League is alive here on this January 9th. 2-2. Down and away, 3-2.
Great eye.
So if they do put Dale on, it would set up a force it all bags and the double play opportunity.
True.
But it doesn't get easier with Robbie Glendinning on deck. They got infield in for Sydney, meaning their range is cut down.
It's a big pitch.
Payoff. Ground ball, cued foul. Dale stays alive.
That would have been interesting. Ground ball to first. You know, Burke's headed home.
I'd imagine he's ready to go on contact. I don't blame him with Whitefield at second behind him. It would just be Whitefield at third instead. Outfield as shallow as they can get. Time now called. Looks like another baseball has gone onto the field. That'll stop playing. Dale with 11 runs batted in this season. A lot of room in the gap in left center field with Ryan, the center fielder, shading towards right center. Three-two again. Line drive, stabbed on a hop by McKenzie. Burke races for the plate, then tags in time. What a play from Jake McKenzie with the infield drawn in. Only could take a step and dives and picks it cleanly on an in-between hop and makes a good throw for out number 2.
Wow, that was an amazing play.
Was Burke going on contact is the question. I think he has a good shot if he does, but I think he might have hesitated.
He was, yeah.
Either way, there's not too much hurt because it's either 2 outs with Burke on third or 2 outs with Whitefield on third like there is
correct.
right now.
That's right.
So a base hit or a pitch to the backstop will do the job. Glendinning looking to play hero. First pitch. Now straight back, 0-1.
Yeah, that's a good point you make, Max. They would have gone to first or to home. So the same situation. And Burke probably had to try to score once he'd sort of half committed. A similar scenario, but 2 outs.
All you need is a base hit. His time is now called from Glendinning after Wynn had stepped off. 38 pitches for Wynn. Big lead for Dale. 0-1. Swinging a foul straight back, 0-2. Again, Dale likely will just take second base on indifference. He doesn't really matter over there. All that matters is Whitefield 90 feet away at third. You can see him on your screen representing the winning run.
And he's a savvy base runner, so any sort of pitch that would get away from Rios, you expect Whitey would be down there.
0-2. Out away, Glendinning stays alive. Robbie doubled. It was a crucial double back in the 8th. He would come around to score on the tying double off the wall from Greg Bird.
Stevens not playing close to the bag at all. You can see Whitefield there halfway down because Stevens is not playing anywhere near the bag.
And that's really just trying to play mind games in the peripheral vision of Wynn right there. Maybe trying to force a balk.
And Stevens playing a little tighter now.
0-2. Down and away.
Good eye.
Jared Dale takes second on defensive indifference.
It's a great eye from Robbie on that one. A lot of people be tempted to swing it down with a 0-2 count.
Instead, he stays alive for another pitch. Base hit wins it here for the Aces. Crowd at just under 2,000 looking to throw a party here. Pitch is inside of that, gets Glendinning. Not only does that load the bases for Greg Bird, but more notably, it erases a 1-2 count for Wynn. So he has to start all over now with a powerful left-handed hitter coming to the plate.
Yep.
Listen to this round of applause for Greg Bird as he steps to the plate with a chance to win it.
Just a really surprising pitch there. Ahead of Glendenning 0-2 and ends up hitting him. That's not great if you're a Blue Sox fan, but still has a chance to get out of it here. The force is in play, as you mentioned, all around.
Whitefield, the only run that matters at third. Tied at 4 in the 9th. Pitch to Bird. Down and away, 1-0.
The thing about Bird, too, we know he has a good eye, so Wynn's going to have to pitch to him.
And I think if you're Bird right here, you have to make Wynn come to you.
Yep.
Don't need to get too aggressive. 1-0. Taken for a strike. Out of range, 1-1.
That's a good take. That could have been, that was probably right on the line, 92 miles an hour.
Aces a base hit away from a 1-game lead over Perth for the final postseason spot. 1-1. Rounded up the line and foul. 1-2. Bird 2 for 4, 2 doubles. A 6-game hit streak for him. 12 for his last 25. Quietly has been one of the hottest hitters in this Aces lineup. One, two. Chopped up the first base line and foul. A late call.
That's
and
good.
Bird stays alive.
That's
it
good
is.
news for the Aces.
Takes away a potential out.
That would have been an easy play for Campbell down there. Fielded it pretty cleanly, would have walked it in.
Greg Bird has built a reputation for himself here in Melbourne, and he can only add to it with a big knock right here. 1-2. Swing, and this one set in the air. Deep right field. Campbell back. Track. Wall. It's off the wall. Greg Bird wins it for the Aces. 5-4 and 9. They've got a game lead over Perth for the 4th and final playoff spot, and it's a party behind the second base bag.
Those are great scenes. This crowd going crazy. What a huge hit from Greg Bird. Thought it might have gotten out of here. Sort of the outfield of the Blue Sox struggling to pick that up, but doesn't matter. Man of the moment there. Looks like an Adonis in the middle of a bunch of admiring. There takes his shirt off. Why not?
He ties it in the 8th with a double off the wall. He wins it in the 9th with a single off the wall. The Aces with their first walk-off win of the season, and I'll tell you what, the playoff race is just getting started here in Melbourne. As you can see, Campbell tied up in knots at the wall right there as it knocks off the very top of the wall. He was feet away from a walk-off grand slam, and Aaron Whitefield, as you can see, scores the winning run. My goodness, what a night for the Aces. Coming back down 4-3, winning it 5-4 in front of a sold-out crowd here at Melbourne Ballpark.
Get a red card in soccer for taking his shirt off like that, but not here.
Game's over, so why not, Ed? Why not?
Oh, boy.
The win goes to Dovydas Neverauskas. The loss to win. The Aces move to 16-17. They have a game lead over Perth. Meanwhile, Sydney falls to 20-13. Their magic number still at 4 as Greg Bird, the most popular man in the greater Melbourne area here tonight.
Unbelievable. What a game.
Well, we're going to step aside for our fireworks show, but don't go away. We're going to speak to Greg Bird when we come back here on the Melbourne Aces postgame show.
Works on the field tonight in a 5-4 Aces win over the Sydney Blue Sox. That gives the Aces a one-game advantage over the Perth Heat in that battle for the final playoff spot. Really need to get our breath after that one because it was a remarkable game, one of the best games. I've been around this ballpark for a long time. That's one of the more entertaining, exciting ball games I've seen in a long time. Max Tanzer, my broadcast partner, has gone down to the field and is going to endeavor to grab Greg Bird for an interview. So we'll wait and see if Max is able to tee that up. We're having a look right now and see just a quick glance down at the score sheet. Sydney scored 2 in the second. Aces countered with 2 in the bottom of the third to tie it up, then took a 3-2 lead in the fourth. Sydney came back, took a 4-3 lead in the fourth before the Aces pushed across 1 in the bottom of 8 and another in the bottom of the ninth for the final 5-4 result. Max Tanzer, as I mentioned, down on the field waiting to try and, I think, get Greg Bird, who has now put a shirt on. And he's down there with Max as we look at the game-winning hit that looked like it was going to be a home run, and then some real trouble with Michael Campbell out there in right field as it bounces off the wall. Here goes Whitefield running out to congratulate Greg Bird. And there is Max Tanzer with Greg Bird. Let's go to him right now.
Thank you very much, Ed. We're joined on the field with your player of the game, Greg Bird, the walk-off winner. How you feeling? You got a chance to catch your breath?
Yeah, good. Good.
Did you think you got that one out for a grand slam?
No.
Well, tell me about this crowd tonight. Just shy of 2,000, a sellout here at Melbourne Ballpark. The energy was palpable in the ninth inning. What were you feeling in the batter's box?
No, it's anyone who plays, it's better when there's people watching. It just is. I guess you could say more enjoyable. It's just, I think, part of the experience. I think you feed off that energy, so it's great.
And then here you guys are, 7 games left now. You guys have a game lead for the final playoff spot. What's the biggest key for you guys channeling this energy to try and make a race to the postseason?
You just got to learn how to win. Like, you got to win games like that if you want to win everything. So that's it. For me, it's learning how to win, and that's what everyone has to do together. Whoever it's going to be each day, that's who it has to be, and you just do your job and get it done.
Once again, Greg Bird, the walk-off winner for the Aces, your player of the game. Greg, thank you so much. Go enjoy this one.
Cheers.
Once again, Greg Bird, your player of the game, the walk-off win with the walk-off single off the base of the wall in right field. Ed, back up to you.
Thank you very much, Max Tanzer. Unbelievable effort here by the Melbourne Aces. Now, there are 2 more games coming tomorrow, a doubleheader, of course, that makeup game from the one that was rained out in Sydney earlier in the year. That is there will be a 5 o'clock game, and then about a half an hour after that ends, there will be another game. So doubleheader tomorrow starting at 5 o'clock, and then the final game of the series will be at 1 o'clock. Take a look now at the highlights early on of this game. There's Aaron Whitefield making an incredible play in the second inning to keep this thing close. And then the Blue Sox open the scoring in the second inning. Jalen Ray, as they push 2 runs across and take that 2-0 lead. Here's arguably the plays of the game early on. That's Logan Moore throwing out back-to-back attempted steals. Just an amazingly impressive stint behind the plate for Logan Moore as Max Tanzer joins me back in the booth, catching his breath after running
Full
back.
sprint up the steps.
From that interview with Greg Bird. He's a mellow dude, isn't he? A man of few words, Max.
He is, but you could tell the energy was rocking down there on the field. It was remarkable.
Now here's the bottom of the third inning with Morgan McCullough doubling. A lot of doubles tonight. I want to say 6, maybe it's 5, but that scores a run. And the Aces start to climb back into it. It was a very, very tight game. I said this while you were down there, Max, one of the best games I've seen in a long time as Aaron Whitefield then came back with that home run in the top of the third.
That was a no-doubter, too.
Yeah, sure was.
Probably the most impressive homer we've seen from him this season.
Blink and you'll miss that one.
4 homers for him now this season as well. I mean, as we look through the highlights here, Ed, I think this is such a turnaround win for the Aces after such an up-and-down couple of weeks here. This is the type of gutsy win against a first-place team that you need.
And then Daryl George clubs that one out of here as well. You're absolutely right, Max. It's after last night's game, which was essentially a blowout, this was one they had to grind and come back and battle, and they were able to do that. There's another angle of Georgie's smash over the left field fence, another one that was pretty much gone from the word go.
Ties him for 7th all-time in ABL history, as well as 43rd career home run. Ties him with boss Moana Roa.
You say that so well.
Learned from the best.
Top of the 5th inning.
It was the go-ahead 2-run single off the bat of Corey Acton after the ejection and all of the disagreements with the strike zone tonight, which ends up to be all for none with the Aces coming back in this one.
Absolutely right. There's Aaron Whitefield with that ball that kind of had there are a few issues in the outfield for the Sydney Blue Sox tonight, if I'm being honest. A lot of sort of misplayed balls and some issues out there, to be honest. Here's another one. Now, I knew it took a bad hop, but then there was a fumble on the pickup. So I would say 3 to 4 sort of misplays by the Sydney outfield. Berkey just nails that one. 3 doubles in 2 nights for Chris Burke.
And in tonight, specifically in big spots, opportunities for the Aces to tie this game up, give them the lead. Exactly what you need from a guy at the bottom of your lineup.
And then Glendening just clubs that one into the corner. Ends up with a stand-up double. Brings up Greg Bird, man of the moment. Had another moment here. This one, again, looks like it's gone. Sort of befuddled in center field. And that allows Glendening to come around and score. So I don't know if it's the lights or what, the wind, but just, as I said, just sort of misjudging a number of balls up towards the fence. I know it's not easy, but this is a pretty good outfield. This is an amazing play, Max.
Incredible.
Off the wall, tough play, throws to McCullough, gets rid of it quickly. What a tag by Logan Moore to keep this thing tied in the top of the 9th.
And to be honest with you, Ed, it kind of goes underlooked after that wild,
Correct.
lengthy 9th inning, but that is it right there. Sets the tone for this 9th inning that we're about to see unfold.
Well, that's Berkey again with one that almost cleared the fence. That almost won it right there. But it stays in. He's still pumped. There's a celebration. He's on second. And then Bird lifts that one out. And again, Campbell turns one way, turns back, looks, thinks it's gone, then goes, oh no, here it is, off the fence. Remember we had the one that hit what's his name, in the head or the shoulder. There's Whitefield running out. Nevarowski's coming out with some water.
He gets the win. He's the happiest one of the building.
Bird takes his shirt off, does the Cristiano Ronaldo celebration, and the fans are absolutely ecstatic. Great crowd, great performance, great ending. What a game.
And they're still here at the ballpark celebrating this one. And we're just getting started. This is just the second game of a 5-game series. If you haven't made it out to the ballpark this year or even this weekend, you better take a seat either tomorrow for the doubleheader or on Sunday. Again,
come out for 2.
Exactly, 2 for the price of 1, starting at 5 o'clock. Game 2 will follow just about a half hour or so after the conclusion of that game. Both will be 7 innings. Again, the Aces move to 16-17. They have a game lead for the final playoff spot above Perth, who did not play. They were postponed at Canberra. They have a doubleheader tomorrow. Meanwhile, Sydney falls to 20-13. Their magic number remains at 4. Well, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It was quite a story for this ball game. The Aces win in exhilarating fashion for Sportscast Australia crew. And Ed Wyatt, I'm Max Tanzert. We thank you so much for tuning in tonight. The Aces win it 5-4 on the walk-off single from Greg Bird. We'll see you tomorrow night, starting at 4:50 for our doubleheader. Plenty of baseball on the way this weekend.
This broadcast is powered by Sportscast Australia.